Hello, everybody. Hi. Welcome back to another episode of Do All the Things, the show where we're showing off a lot of 100% speedruns, a lot of runs where we do or collect all of something in a game. Like, in this case, say it's all cards, sometimes all bosses, etc., all that sort of thing. We like doing that here. It's very cool. Love those runs, personally. Some of my favorites. Why I got a show about it. But yeah, today we got something really cool. We got the Pape. We love the Pape here. Paper Mario with J-Cog, who's very, very good at the game, to say the least, and very awesome person overall. Hello. How you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah. Still a little tired, but I'm hanging in there.
Same. I had to wake up early for this.
Oh, no. Me too. Late night gamers. Anyways. Are we ready to go then?
Yeah. Oh, are we good then?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Whenever you want.
All right. Yeah, okay, so I'm J-Cog. This is Paper Mario All Cards, and we've got kind of a long-ish intro with prologue, so I'm just gonna go and go. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so Paper Mario All Cards. We're doing all the things, all the cards.
Yeah.
For anyone who's not super familiar with this game, at the end of every chapter, the first 7 chapters, there is a Star Spirit card that appears, which is kind of like the MacGuffin of this game, I guess. And so the goal of this category is to touch each of those 7 cards and then beat the game. And we'll get into it later why that's important, why that wording is important. Yeah. Now, if you haven't seen an All Cards this year, for a long time, for years actually, ever since I had been running the game back in 2018, plus at least a little bit longer than that, the run really hadn't changed all that much. Like, there were some route improvements, some small tricks here and there. But back in January, there was a glitch discovered called seed duping that I had actually originally theorized back in 2019 that kind of completely changed everything. So we'll get into that whenever it's relevant. It'll be, I don't know, around like an hour into the run or so. But yeah, so if you haven't seen All Cards in a while, you are in for a treat.
I definitely am myself, because I actually am not familiar with seed duping at all. I know it exists.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen it though.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a lot of stuff that a lot of people probably haven't seen in this game.
Absolutely. I think you mentioned me last time this was shown on the Games Quick channel. It was not a trick at all.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So yeah,
you may have seen. Yeah, you may have seen the trick if you watched M4's any % no ace run at SGDQ this year. You may have seen seed duping, but we use it. It gets actually a lot more use in this category. It can do more than just, as a preview, skip chapter 5. We can't skip chapter 5, obviously, because it's all cards. But yeah. So I guess just to start off, things here for the first like 20 minutes or so, things are a little bit slow paced. We got prologue.
We love prologue.
Lots of cutscenes and stuff. Yeah. You saw me moving around, so we'll be spinning a lot. In this game, spinning gives you extra speed, and then you like jump out of the spin at the end to cancel the end lag. That's like the main form of movement in the game. Also, we get our first little taste of battles here. Scripted fight. Can't really do too much, just mash A. We can speed things up a little bit. You'll see whenever I'm about to do jumps here, I'm going to kind of mash A right at the end. I'll show the difference. Here, I won't mash A. You can see Mario will do... Oh, okay, I did mash A. Also memory. We'll start with that one. You saw Mario didn't really crouch for very long. Here, I'll do it, and Mario crouches for like 10 frames. That's about... we do what we can, but not too much we can do here in the beginning. But
I didn't even noticed that before, honestly. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Later on, when you get action commands, you can't mash for it anymore, or else you'll fail the action command. So I'll start having to like time the A press. But just a little tech that we do,
It's all about saving the frames everywhere, It's all about saving the frames.
Exactly.
You gotta save the frames.
They're free frames. Literally free. Let's see. Yeah, it's really funny the way that this game goes because at the start, like, there's not a whole lot going on, but eventually it gets to the point where it's just like trick after trick after trick after trick. Kind of the same deal if you've ever seen like a Majora's Mask run. It's kind of the same deal as like first cycle. If we could find a way to skip it, the only thing I've ever been able to think of to speed up this beginning here is if you could somehow take damage before the fight and you could die quicker, that would work. That if you cheat in less HP, it works. But I mean, you don't really have very many options.
That'd be kind of cool, honestly.
It would be though.
it'd be pretty sick, honestly, because it's just like 3 minutes of just going through the intro. Otherwise,
yeah.
Anything
also, I'd like to point out here that Mario literally died. Just, I don't know.
I miss Mario.
F's in the chat for Mario.
We're ahead of time right now, but I'm pressing F early.
People will know why. They'll know why eventually.
They'll figure it out. It's all good.
All right, but luckily Mario does not stay dead because the star spirits, of which we need to touch the card for each one, revive him. So that's pretty cool. Okay, also, I'm going to go ahead and give a preview. So the first pretty big glitch of the run is coming up. We are going to skip the Junior Troopa fight that you're supposed to do after you get the hammer. And this is some tech that we're going to be using a lot throughout this run. It's going to be doing what's known as loading zone storage. So in this game, whenever you enter a loading zone, so like the things, the transitions between rooms, Mario will not actually take the loading zone until he's been on the ground for 2 consecutive frames. So our goal is to make Mario touch as little grass as possible. We need to do frame perfect jumps into the loading zone and then continue that with frame perfect jumps, where also, mind you, you need to go neutral on the analog stick for each of the jumps, because otherwise it still takes. And we need to jump all the way over to the bush that contains the hammer. And so what that'll do is it'll instantly give us the hammer, and then it will completely skip the junior fight. And after, all in all, it'll save around a minute in the route. So, yeah, no touching grass. We're gamers here.
Yeah. Who's grass? What's grass? Is that a thing? Never heard of it.
Hopefully we don't find out.
I'm scared.
All right, so start off just gonna, a little bit of running around, jumping over this table. Hopefully they clean it. It's fine. Goomba there is supposed to have, we're supposed to get permission in order to get out, but, he gives it to us or something. I don't know. It's in Japanese. I haven't read the dialogue in a while, something like that. Oh, I should probably mention, I'm playing this in the Japanese version for 2 reasons. The primary reason is just that the text is considerably faster. It definitely has fewer characters overall, and I think that the text speed is actually also slightly faster than the English version. There are also JP exclusive glitches, but in this run, unless I'm forgetting any, we only do 1 that saves 40 seconds or something.
Pretty good, though.
But it's mostly the text speed.
What is the JP exclusive glitch then, if you don't mind me asking?
That would be Cooper Puzzle Skip in Chapter 7.
Ooh.
If I remember, I can point it out.
Oh, it's the one with the ice block, right? Like the icy area, like before the castle? Is that what it is?
It's in the ice palace. It's like the one where Cooper there's a whole bunch of duplicates. It's like the joke puzzle.
Yeah. That one's cool, yeah. Huh, that was exclusive. I never knew.
Yep.
I'm learning a lot today.
I actually didn't know that for a long time. Yeah, they disabled the loading zone in English.
Really cool.
During the cutscene. Okay, but here is Junior Skip. It's in this room. So let's see. Hopefully I get this first try. We'll see.
You got this.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Just a few casual frame perfect jumps,
Casually, yeah.
Come back in to get some coins, but
we're gonna see him later and not even know who he is at all. Who the heck is Junior Troopa? Never heard that name.
we will see him eventually. But definitely not as much as the game wants us to. So now, we've got our hammer. Just picking up a couple items for some fights here. And unfortunately, we have to pick up our first partner here. He's better than literally nothing. I'll give him that. Yeah, we're gonna get Goombario here. He is a package deal with honestly what we really want, which is power jump. I mean, in prologue, it's better to have him than not, but he's marginally useful, I guess. But yeah, power jump. This is our first badge that we get out of the game. Badges are basically like your main form of upgrades, increasing Mario's power. And this one, power jump, it's like you use a little bit of your BP, your badge points, to be able to do a move that costs FP, like flower points, basically your like mana, in order to do a little bit of extra damage. We'll be heavily using badges to get some really good combos later in the game. But for now, we'll use our one badge that we have. We're gonna just jump around these Goombas here. Honestly, that room right there, one of the more difficult areas in the game to learn the movement for. That room, it trips up a lot of beginners. But okay, so here is our first actual fight that we're doing. Can't skip this one. These are the red and blue Goomba Bros. The first one has 6 HP and the last one has 7. We are actually going to kind of deal out damage to them separately. So I'm going to deal 4 damage to the red one. They're going to go ahead and both attack me. And then I'm going to go ahead and power jump the blue one and do nothing with Goombario. So they'll both have 3 HP left. And then what we're going to do is use that fire flower that I just picked up to do 3 damage to each of them and kill them. It actually ends up being faster to do this way, because if you just kill one of them, then they'll have like a little bit of like, they'll cry. They're like, oh no, you killed my brother.
I guess, yeah, the animation of the fire flower being like slightly faster than that happening is just it equals out then, right?
Yeah. I don't know exactly how much faster it is. That's just been the strategy ever since I started running. But
fair. It's a good strat.
And then just quick little eat the Goom Nut there to get my FP back, so I have enough FP to use power jump twice here against the Goomba King.
Flavored Goombas, oh my god. We got raspberry and blue raspberry.
Probably. I don't know. They're Goombas though. I still don't think I would. I think it might. Maybe if you take something bad and you flavor it, it's still bad.
Yeah, I guess. It could be mushroom flavor for all we know, though. We kind of like little mushrooms.
Oh, it could be. I do love mushrooms.
I love mushrooms. Oh my goodness.
I haven't had any in a while.
I had some the other day.
Next grocery trip for me. Ooh, that is good.
Yeah, I put some of that in there. Put some Alfredo in there. Oh my goodness! Every time it hits.
Oh, that does sound good. Okay, I am taking extra care not to mess this up. I definitely have never lost this fight before.
Never, yeah.
No Goom Nut. Oh, this is so sad. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, Goomba King has 10 HP right here. The Goomba Bros were weakened. This is one of the few instances in the game where you can attack the environment. So we attack the tree with Goombario to drop the Goom Nut on all the enemies, deal 3 damage to all of them. Otherwise, nothing too crazy going on here. All right, just open this little self-destruct switch that they conveniently hid outside the castle.
Conveniently, yeah.
I think I believe it was M4 that was saying in their GDQ run that they think that Goomba King wants the castle to be blown up. I mean, why else would you put the switch out there?
I think so, honestly, considering like the structure of it. Like what?
Yeah,
like, look what's about to happen right
to
here.
catapult him away.
Just boing.
I mean, Look at him go. Honestly,
later.
that'd be really fun until the end.
I hope it has a parachute or something.
True.
Or like a big mattress over there.
Very true.
Maybe the Paper Mario Universe pillow factory is over there in the background.
He does show up in the credits, so he apparently survives.
That's good. After a long hospital trip, I imagine.
True. I mean, he's got the whole game. He's got the whole game to recover. So
Yeah, that's true. It's a long game.
yeah. Well, we'll make it a little shorter today.
Absolutely, we will. That's the point. Yeah.
Exactly. We're going fast.
Fast.
And then here's like a little cutscene. Honestly, this you kind of just don't pay attention to it in speedruns because one of the nicest things about this game is you just hold B the whole time to advance text. There is no text mashing in this game. Sure wish they kept that for the later games, but I'll take what I can get.
I sure wish every RPG had that, honestly.
Right? Honestly,
it's so convenient.
Though. Yeah. But this cutscene is actually, I don't know, it's pretty funny. They're just like, hey, so who's guarding the Star Spirit?
Oh no! I played this game so many times growing up. Like I know a lot of these cutscenes by heart now.
Oh no! Honestly, you probably remember them better than I have. I did one casual playthrough of this a few years ago on stream, and other than that, I haven't been reading the dialogue like at all.
It's very good.
It is. It definitely is. I remember that much.
You really can't go
so
wrong
now we're
with,
gonna make our way.
dialogue in general.
Yeah, prologue is kind of long, but honestly, casually, I always felt like it was fine. It really gives you time to get familiar with it, and great dialogue throughout and stuff. So,
which is good, honestly. I kind of appreciate games like this that have like a longer intro to tell you like to ease you into the game and tell you how things work. Because like not every game has that, and this game does it well, I'd say.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And part of that, one of the things they hold off until pretty late in is action commands, which are very important. They are actually skippable with glitches. There is a way to skip them, but I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes you save by doing that, you will very quickly lose later on from not having action commands. The only run I know of that saves time with, and even then it's kind of debatable because it hasn't been compared properly, is the current any % no ace TAS. It skips action commands. It skips all of this that I'm doing right now. And it ends, oh my god, the RNG that it has to manipulate in order to like beat all the endgame bosses is absolutely insane.
Oh yeah. If I know anything about Paper Mario runs, it's that last 2 Bowser fights, they're the worst.
Yeah, we'll be doing safe fights. If I was going for a PB attempt, I would be doing much riskier strats than what we'll be doing today. It doesn't really take away anything from the run, not much anyway. In terms of demonstrating tricks and stuff, but we do some pretty risky strats, like using Dizzy Shell on Hallway Bowser and just hoping that final Bowser doesn't take away our wave. But yeah, nothing like that here. Nothing like that here. Luckily. So this is Twink. Twink is great. He is going to be the one to bring the lucky star. I mean, look at him. He's so cute.
So cute.
Oh yeah, the emote. Wait, is that Jay's emote? I think
so. Yeah.
Oh no, it's Pi. It's Pi.
Pi.
Okay. I think Jay has one too. Okay.
Oh no, my sub ran out for Jay. Oh no. Oh no, never mind. It's not. We're good. No, they're the WAD emote. That's what it is. Here it is.
Oh, true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Luckily, we also get what? Yeah, one thing I didn't mention, and I'll give you a quick preview now. If your favorite partner is Paracarry, I'm so sorry.
No.
We will not be seeing him today.
That's my favorite. Unfortunate.
That is, yeah. He unfortunately gives us nothing in the speedrun that can't be bypassed without him.
I learned yesterday too that apparently skip Vivian and T2ID Spirit. And that was also my favorite partner.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm not as familiar with T2ID, but I think they skip most of the partners.
So sad, honestly.
Just go try and get Yoshi. I think that's the main idea. Oh, and you can see there, that was my first instance of using action commands. So I was able to do 4 jump with my power jump now. 4 damage with my power jump now. Just kill the Magic Koopa in 2 hits. Okay, so coming up here, this is going to be the next glitch, and also it's going to mark the end of prologue. So this is going to be Black Toad Skip. And also it's going to be our first out of bounds glitch. So the way out of bounds works in this game, your acceleration actually changes over time to the point where once you've been falling for long enough, you actually shoot back into the air. And we're going to spin and hammer next to this toad over here to get pushed out of bounds. Oh. Okay, that was good. Yeah, and so we can just like fall back up here, do a little out of bounds maneuvering, and just fall, and we're past the black toads. We did not have to reveal who they really are.
You're doing so well already. What is this?
I'm just nailing everything. Also, that was really good RNG as well. That toad, sometimes he just does not cooperate. He has to stand there on the right side, and he just went right there for me. So that's really good.
You know how bounce works in this game? Like, why does it push you back up and all that?
I do. It's how in depth should I get here?
Just a bit.
It's a bit. Okay, so instead of your, wait, hang on. I have to count. Okay, there we go. So the way that it works is your acceleration is actually a parabola. It changes over time. And so they actually just picked they picked some equations and different values for how Mario's acceleration should work. And so it gets into so you've got like position, velocity, acceleration. And then after that, it's, what is it? Oh man, I'm forgetting the name of it. I don't know. It's what comes after that, and then it's snap. There's one in between that I'm forgetting, but then after it, it's literally called snap, crackle, pop. I don't know. Maybe someone in chat remembers, but it gets up to snap.
I like it.
Yeah, but anyway, they decided to make gravity really complicated, basically.
I see.
Yeah. Probably a little more in depth with that than I should have gone, but it's fine.
It's all right.
Jerk. That's the one. Jerk. Yeah, okay, so also now we are in the process of saving, getting Cooper Shell back. I also picked up a couple items that we'll be using throughout Chapter 1. Our attack options we don't have very much here early game, and Chapter 1 gives us a lot of different fights with like multiple enemies, so items tend to be really good for these early fights. And then just gonna follow, just gotta follow which tree the fuzzy is actually in. Oh, giving me the second tree twice in a row.
I believe in the second tree 3 times in a row. Let's go.
Come on, do it. It'd be so fast. Close. Okay, that's still pretty good though.
I've never lost a run to this.
Have I ever?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Dang.
Maybe once. I remember I messed it up one time and got really lucky in that they just dropped a coin, which isn't what they usually do. Usually it gives you a fight, but there is like a small chance that they just give you a coin.
Huh. I never knew that.
I've come close.
I know, definitely messed up.
There's been a handful.
Go ahead.
There's been a handful of times where I was like, wait, I'm not sure. And then I guessed and just happened to guess right.
Nice. I know as a kid I messed it up a lot though, so I've definitely fought the fight here before, like multiple times.
Unfortunate. It would actually be pretty bad if I had to fight a fuzzy here because experience is very, very tightly routed in the speedrun. So it doesn't matter too much early on, but like the effects propagate throughout. So later on, we are going to be getting a badge that makes it so we do a lot of damage whenever we're at 1 HP when we're in peril. And so leveling up at a bad time when you're supposed to be at low damage can actually completely screw up your routing. So you really want to avoid that. Not fighting any extra enemies. If I get any extra encounters, which hopefully I don't, but if I do, we will be running away, both because it's faster and because we don't want the experience. Gonna do a little specific movement to avoid that Koopa that pops out. Spike Goomba coming a little bit close. Very rarely that Goomba can give you some trouble when you're trying to get the Thunderbolt. Also, this Paratroopa. Yep, he can do that sometimes. Okay, that's fine. I just have to make sure to pick up all my coins. There are backup coins if I need them. But yeah, sometimes that Paratroopa is just a bully. Oh, and I'm gonna drop my entire life savings. It's fine. Okay, they bounced in a good spot though, so they were easy to pick up.
So what are the coins for right now? Where are you building up to?
So whenever we need to get 50 coins by the time that we get back to Toad Town, because we're going to be buying a badge called Speedy Spin, and that badge will give so it'll increase the speed and distance of my spin. Every single run gets it. It is just insanely good at saving time.
It's essential for this game, Speed Spin. It's so nice to have.
Yeah, it's so good. I can't imagine playing without it now. Somehow I didn't use it as a kid. I don't know how.
How?
But I think I just didn't know it existed.
Fair. And I don't blame you either on that one. It's kind of hidden in the shop after all.
Yeah, and I also, even with spinning, for some reason it never occurred to me to jump out of the end lag of the spin. And so I was like, I feel like spinning is probably faster, but it's so slow at the end. So I just didn't.
I think it's unlocked a memory for me where I think I had Speed Spin, but never actually I think I barely used it at all for walking around, or just always just never jumped out of it at the end. As a little kid, playing this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally know what you mean. Okay, also just picking up Power Bounce there, which is very conveniently available early on. You'll be seeing that lots later. Also going to do a trick called Staircase Skip here. Just going to kind of jump around some poorly placed collision there and jump up to the top floor.
Oh.
Yep. It's that trick actually is pretty easy. It's a pretty good first trick to learn.
I think I did that.
They just...
I think I did that one
they just kind of didn't let the wall extend up to the top. What's that?
I think when I tried a rando of this, I actually did that trick for fun.
Oh, nice. You have to be kind of careful with it in rando. It's generally probably going to be fine, but if you're not careful, you can potentially soft lock with it. Lock yourself out of getting items, just the way that things update.
Makes sense. I don't think I went up here. I think I just went down to the floor at the very bottom with all the paratroopers and stuff.
Oh, that would be safer. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
Just skips the switch. All right, so here we're gonna pick up Bombette, who, fun fact, is one of two partners that no matter what glitches you're doing, well, short of Ace, Arbitrary Code Execution, you absolutely need her. She is unskippable. Her and Lackluster are the two partners that are like that. But she is very useful. She can blow up these walls, and she's also going to be useful for at least one glitch later, possibly more, but I'm only thinking of one right now that we're going to be doing.
We also love Bombette. I love her. I love her ponytail is literally just the fuse of the bomb.
Yeah, her design is so good.
It's so simple yet so effective.
Yeah. No, this game is really good at that. I still hold... I mean, granted, it was one of the last games released on N64, but I still hold that this is the best looking game on the console.
I agree. I have an EverDrive, and I play a lot of N64 games because of it, and I completely agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, it uses sprites for the characters, so it's kind of cheating. Sprites just hold up better in general, but still.
It functions well too. It doesn't really lag much in a lot of places.
Yeah, no, it really does. Okay, I'm gonna try and get a Bombette first strike here. Sometimes this paratrooper doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, this should be good. He made it easy.
Nice.
Just kind of lure him into the corner there. Yeah, we still need to do the pit, even though we kind of skipped it earlier. We still need the key that you get from here, so we still have to go through here. But it's faster to do with Bombette, and plus it skipped. Skipping that still skips the fight with the Koopa that drops the switch to lower the stairs. All right, also going to use a Fright Jar here. Hopefully it works. Not a huge deal if it doesn't, but okay, that's good. It's a 90% chance to work on each of them.
Nice.
So. Right. Nice. Okay. Yep, that was a really good pit. Getting all the first strikes using my 5 FP very efficiently to get through everybody. There are backups in case things don't work, but this is by far the fastest way to do it. All right, gonna level up our FP here. Every 100 experience, we get to level up either HP, FP, or BP. Each of them are gonna get a little bit of love in the run. BP more than others, but... All right, also, fun thing a lot of people who haven't seen a speedrun before might not know. If you jump over these fire bars 10 times, they will drop coins. They'll drop 10 coins. So a very convenient way to get some early game cash.
It's extremely convenient.
It really is, yeah.
Like, I knew this one because I've watched runs of this game before, but like, it still blows my mind because I never knew that at all before this.
I don't think I did it until I watched runs either, honestly.
It's so obscure, it really is. It's like, does it even happen in other Mario games at all?
Maybe? Not that I can think of, but I don't know. Maybe maybe it does, I don't know. All right, we do actually, so updating our story sequence, which is something I'll talk about in a little bit, more in depth. But updating our story sequence actually put the stairs down, even though we never put them down ourselves. So we can, you would have seen those stairs were already down. We still had to like make our way up here, use these 2 keys. Gonna do a trick now known as pie jumps, originally found by I Ate Your Pie way back in the day. So you're supposed to do like this puzzle here with Cooper where you like hit the switch on the other side, but if I just kind of jump around the edge, you can just kind of do that. The collision just isn't quite placed all the way to the end.
I was actually the first one I watched run this back in the day. I've been around Twitch forever, so like 2014 or so, I watched them do experience of this game.
Oh man, they must have been so much different back then. It's
a lot different, yeah. I think this category was like an hour longer at least.
Oh, I believe that, yeah.
Yeah. It was still very broken though, that's the thing.
Yeah, no, I remember, so I went back one day, I went back and watched like the oldest speedrun, like any percent speedrun that we have a video record of. And honestly, what struck me was how similar it was to modern strats. I mean, obviously it wasn't the same, like lots has been found since then, but the same general, like Blue House skip was already known about, which you'll be seeing. We're not getting away from that one.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, it had the same like general structure.
I know LZS was found later, at least. So like, the early runs had like, for instance, every single Peach segment, including like the cake bacon mini game from Chapter 4.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Back in the day, like Pi would have like a thing where he'd sing "Old Man River" during it while he's cooking it, while he's cooking the cake. That was like a big meme.
Yeah, this is all before my time. I didn't even know that speedrunning existed until like late 2017. So I'm like, yeah, at this point, that's still enough to get me like boomer status in the community, but only because other people older than me have stopped running.
It'd be like that for sure.
I'm just gonna make our way over these bullet bills. They are completely random, so I just have to react. All right, I'm just gonna spin into them. All right, gonna use our POW blocks here. The POW blocks are, luckily items in this game ignore defense. And also having this take 2 turns and letting the bullet bills get spit out here also gets us a little bit of extra experience, which is nice for routing. Also, something else worth noting, in this game, POW blocks hit everything. Doesn't matter if they're on the ground or not. I think that got changed in TTYD.
That changed in that?
But maybe.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, no,
I
they hit
never
everything. So it
noticed.
hits the Poplex. Or hits the bullet bills, yep.
That's really cool.
They still only do 2 damage, so they're still not that useful, but... And now we're gonna fight Bowser? So yeah, no, this fight, there is a little bit of tech to it. This is one of the few fights in the game with multiple phases where if you still have a turn left over, whenever you advance to the next phase, you get to use it in the phase after that. So the Bowser mech here has 10 total HP. And so I'm going to kill it with Mario's turn, and Bombett's turn is still active. And so that is going to let us skip the Koopa Bros ever being able to do anything at all. Which, by the way, the song is a banger, but we're unfortunately not going to be hearing it for very long.
I just love the Koopa Bros, though. Just straight versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's so good.
Yeah, there's such a vibe. This game has a randomizer, and you can use Bomb here, by the way, just to completely knock them over.
Kablam.
No waiting 2 turns or anything. But in randomizer, there's an option for changing the color palettes of enemies and randomizing it. And if there's a chance, you can rarely get the fabled Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles colors. I don't think I've ever done it, but it is possible.
That's sick.
Yeah, they go down pretty quickly, though. They all have 5 HP. Items that we have take care of them pretty quickly. The power block keeps them flipped over. So, first chapter completed. Now, don't get used to, for chapter 1 completed first. Don't get used to that. This is the only chapter we'll be beating in order for a while. Towards the end, we do 6 and 7 last, but 2 through 5, yeah, they get a little mixed up. Also, this is one of the few cards that we just go ahead and touch normally, like the game expects, and start the Peach cutscene. Also, don't get used to that.
It's the card of all cards fame.
It's true. Yeah, so that's 1 card down, 6 to go. Gonna see, and the way this game works is at the end of every chapter, you get a little Peach cutscene. They are ideally skippable in speedruns. We skip as many as we can. This one, unfortunately, in the All Cards run is not skippable. But it is the only one that we'll be seeing for a bit. But luckily, it's not a very long one. We're just gonna do a little... What's that?
I think it's been just a few cutscenes, right?
Yeah. We're just gonna casually, invade Bowser's privacy, read his diary.
Just
I feel like it's warranted. He kidnapped us. Yeah.
I think it's kind of funny that Bowser actually has like a diary like this. He puts all his evil plans into.
It is pretty good. It's funny because Bowser's still like kind of a goofball in this game, but this is also possibly the only like Paper Mario game where Bowser's like maybe not the only one, but he's like a legitimate threat.
Oh yeah.
Both. Yeah, like casually. And in the speedruns are one of the hardest things about routing speedruns for this game are actually like being able to kill Bowser. Well, he is one of the hardest things to route properly because he can just absolutely kill you if he feels like.
I do like how even out the gate though they do kind of keep the theme of Bowser and like everyone else and the Paper Mario verse kind of being just a big goofball like you said.
Yeah, that is good.
It's good because like it extends even like TTYD and especially Super Paper Mario.
Yeah.
So good in those.
Okay, actually gonna do another glitch coming up right here. I need FP Plus for some routing stuff, being able to switch badges later. And it's a little bit faster to do it if I do some LZS. So let's see if I can get this quickly. Oh, all right, I can just walk into the loading zone. That's fine. Okay, we're not saving time with this, but that's fine. There we go. Okay, so another thing that loading zone storage can do is actually let you fall out of bounds in certain situations. And there's FP+.
Cool.
So the way that another little quirk about loading zones in this game is that whenever you enter from like one of the edges, it'll kind of in the next room have you walk toward that toward the center from where you entered in the previous room. So it stores how far away you enter the loading zone from and skews your angle. And so what we can do with loading zone storage is take that to the extreme. So and if you get so far away perpendicular from the loading zone, if you get far enough away, what it can do is make it so you just completely start so skewed that you fall right out of bounds because you're so far away. And that can be used for some glitches. And we will be seeing that again eventually. At least once, I think. Okay, also, we are fighting Junior. We are fighting Junior Troopa now. We unfortunately can't skip this one.
So why give just some context real fast. Why are people from your chat posting numbers? Let us know.
Oh, yeah, okay, so the next thing coming up after Junior, and there's not like a whole lot going on at this fight. He has 15 HP, 1 defense. But yeah, so right after this, we're about to get Speedy Spin. Now, the badge shop has some RNG. There are 4 potential badges that could appear, and only 3 slots. So there is a 75% chance that we get Speedy Spin and a 25% chance that it's not there. And so I have a game that I play in my chat where I let people like guess what the order of the badges are going to be in the badge shop. And if they get it right, they get like points, or if they don't have a sub. It's but yeah, so lots of people guessing.
Very good.
Also, I feel like I should explain now because this is a little bit different than other runs. Because of the way we skip paracarry now. Right after this, I'm going to be going into Blue House Skip. Assuming we get Speedy Spin right away, which hopefully we do.
I believe.
Rage. But yeah, so the way that works is the wall is kind of angled. And so if you jump at it at just the right angle, you can jump again, because you can jump on floor. Of course, that's a 1-3-2, by the way. So you have to go 2 screens away in order to be able to reload the badge shop.
I assume the 4 is the Speedy Spin then, right?
Yes, that is correct.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I just have numbers assigned to all the badges. But yeah, so Blue House Skip, once we get to that, we'll be able to jump at the wall just the right way. Oh, really? Okay. I love marathon luck. Woo! It's just the best. The record is 9th try Speedy Spin, by the way.
Are we going for the record
honestly,
today?
Would be sick if we hit that, but it's not happening. There's no way.
It definitely won't happen right here. Not at all.
It definitely won't. There's no way.
No shot.
Impossible.
Impossible.
No, there's no. It can't.
Surely not the 4th time, though.
That was 3rd try.
But surely.
This is about 25 seconds every time, by the way. Great way to lose your run.
Woo! Marathons.
All right, 4th try. At this point, I kind of want it to keep going.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Party
4th
pooper.
try. That's still pretty incredible for a marathon, though.
GG, Paper Mario, GG.
Yeah. Okay, now Blue House Skip, and you can see how much farther and faster my spin goes. Like, you even get the little animation. Yeah, I'm just going to do a little lineup here. Rip. Yeah, man. There we go. Okay.
Nice. That's really hard, by the way.
Yeah, that's definitely... there are easier ways to do it, so luckily if you're like getting into the game, you don't have to learn the hard way to do that trick right away. But yeah, that's a frame perfect jump, and then you have to do like a little roll on the analog stick in order to get in. And that is it's a really old trick, but it's insanely good. It just this is the shortcut pipe to chapter 5, so it's really going to open things wide up. Also, we have power bounce now, and so I'm going to jump on the blooper over and over again until the game stops me. I'll explain caps in a second. All right, that's a 9 cap. A little less than what we'd like to see. I'm going to pull Goombario back out in case we need the extra damage. But yeah, so the way power bounce caps work in this game is it kind of just lets you go until it decides that you're done. or until I'm bad at the video game. That's fine.
Relatable.
All right, if we get good RNG here, it doesn't matter. All right, we're at 18 damage. Blooper has 30. I love this game.
Hey.
Blooper has 1 HP left. I have no one to blame but myself for that one. All right, so you can visually tell if the game stops you, or if the game stops you, or if it was your own fault. So if the game decides to cap you, Mario will just kind of go flying back with a long arc. Whereas if you mess it up, Mario will fall immediately to the ground. Different bosses have different odds on how likely you are to get really high bounces. Blooper is one of the more lenient ones. You're always guaranteed an 8 bounce, or an 8 cap we call it, if you get capped. Theoretically, every single enemy in the game, including bosses, could be bounced up to 101, which is the hard cap. But in reality, like in practice, you'll never see that for bosses. Like most of the bosses we'll be using this on, you're likely to get capped around like 4 or 5 most of the time. But yeah, luckily Blooper's a little bit easier. All right, so we have come here for the sole purpose of getting sushi, and this is in preparation for seed duping, which is what I was talking about earlier.
Ooh.
So, yeah, okay, we leveled up. I was like slightly worried for a second there about low HP in case of disaster, but it's fine. In case of me being bad. All right, we came here to get sushi. And we are going to immediately leave after. Well, I'm going to pick up Power Quake, and then we're going to leave.
We love sushi.
We do love sushi.
She's so awesome.
She has gotten much more important in speedruns after seed duping became a thing. Yeah, if she lets you, you can use these platforms to swim on the water, and as we'll see soon, sometimes not the water. All right, do a little juke around this spear guy. Let him get back to his dancing.
He's just vibing.
I respect it. He is vibing. All right, and now we're gonna just head right back out. And I'm also going to save up ahead here. It's unlikely that I would soft lock here, but it is definitely possible. As long as I'm good, it won't happen.
I believe.
It's been a while since I have soft locked with it, but better safe than sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna start setting this up. So we're gonna start with doing sushi glitch. So if you do like a pretty precise setup that involves standing in a certain place and also having Mario's internal angle facing a certain way, we can, well, actually, I'll just let you see what happens. So I'm gonna walk down here. That should be good. Right about there. Yeah, you can just kind of have the game miscalculate where sushi is supposed to be. And now we're swimming in the land. This is Toad Town sushi glitch.
I've never seen this one before.
Yeah, this one actually has a really funny story. Back in the day, somebody claimed one time they were just like in a voice call with some other people. They're like, said that they got this, but they weren't recording, so totally real, right?
Yeah.
And normally it's like, okay, yeah, no video, that's not true. I'm pretty sure the person who said it though was, I want to say Sock Folder.
Oh my god.
Folder, yeah, it was definitely someone you're like, okay, if it was literally anybody else,
Yeah. Sock Folder is like
it might not have been him, but think someone on his level at least.
For those that don't know, Sock Folder is someone who found the what is it, like in Super Mario Bros, all the steps for all the like the
flagpole glitches.
Flagpole glitches, yeah, that's what it was.
Also, they found canonless, like the original setup for canonless in SM64.
Yeah, like very prestigious glitch hunter, to say the least.
Yeah. Also found the setup that I used for Blue House Skip there. Yeah, pretty prolific glitch hunter. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm going to intentionally encounter this fuzzy, And I'm going to be honest, I don't know 100% why this puts us in the exact state that it does. There's something like really like low level happening with Mario's state. I'm going to intentionally encounter this enemy twice and swap partners inside the battle. And then what this is going to do is going to put me in a state where I can go over here, and if I pause and press and unpause and press A with good timing, I'm going to do a badge equip while I'm doing it. Yeah, there we go. There, okay, good. I can run around with, wait, this one, I want to go in this one. I can run around while this text is still going. As you can see, I just got that seed, and it actually gave me the seed, but I never finished the dialogue. And so that was what the whole setup there was for. Now I have that seed, and if I was to go back to that bulb, he would still there, and the next time I talk to him, he would give me a seed. Now, for routing purposes, we are going to be doing that again, but since we're close now, we still need to get the seed down here. We need a total of 3 unique seeds. And so we're going to get the one here. We put this off. Normally, before, we would go here earlier to get Paracarry. But...
not anymore.
Yep, not anymore. Whenever we're skipping Paracarry, this lets us actually skip the train cutscene that's normally unskippable the first time. So we're just right here, and it also skipped the Paracarry, skip the Paracarry like intro cutscene. Now you're supposed to have Paracarry before you're able to get this first seed. But what I'm going to be doing is a glitch called Early Seed. Also going to be hitting that heart block. Get back to max FP with the FP plus. We're also while we're here, sorry to any Wacka lovers.
No,
Wacka, yeah, Wacka's pumps are just too good.
They're too good.
25 HP and FP in chapter 2. Like nobody even has that much at this point, even casually.
It's ridiculous.
All right, it really is though. All right, so what I'm gonna do over here is there is a gap in the collision. Right here. And so I'm going to kind of wedge myself in here, do a little setup. Oh, messed that up a little bit. It's fine. I messed it up. Yeah, so you can see I can clip through that gap. I hit left a little bit too late. So I wasn't able to quite stay out of bounds. There we go. Yeah, and I'm doing like some trickery involving like remapping the neutral position on my analog stick with the N64 controller LR start shortcut. And yeah, that lets me just kind of clip out that gap is above and out of bounds section of the map, and so I can just pop in and jump underneath and land up where the seat is. All right, now we're just gonna make our way back. Don't need anything here. Don't need to pick up the letters since we're not getting Paracarry.
Another whack more. You monster!
Yeah,
what the heck? What'd they do to
you? We have to go fast. I'm sorry.
There's no excuse.
Not even fast? Okay.
No. We go slow in this jail.
All right, I'm gonna just save real quick again. Just we're about to do seed duping again, so I just want to make sure. That's just the closest save log. Just want to make sure that we don't soft lock on it again. What can happen to make me soft lock? On that pause, when I do the pause and unpause in order to actually enable interaction with the NPC, if I hit it too late, what can happen is you will still talk to the bulb, but you will be stuck and unable to walk around. You'll just be standing still forever. So you'll have your seed, and then you'll be able to look at it forever, right there, and nowhere else. But yeah, so we're just going to do this again. And so the reason you may notice we have 4 seeds right now. So why do I need well, actually, no, we have 3, but I could just go get a 4th one without doing this again. Well, we need 5 seeds total. Oh, I went a little too far to the left there.
I do need 5 C's total, actually.
So the short story is, Not the short story. Let's see, how do I explain this? So we need, the way that this works, the way that seed duping works is, so every time you talk to Minty, she will plant the seed you give to her. Once there are 3 different unique seeds planted, whenever you give her a 4th one, the game just kind of it looks to see like, oh, you have 3 seeds planted and you're planting a 4th one. You know, by process of elimination, that must be the last seed that you haven't planted. It's not, but the game doesn't check. And so that will open up flower fields. And that's what we're rushing right now. We don't want to beat Chapter 6 right now. We're not really prepared for it. And plus it doesn't really work routing-wise. But Lackey is there. And he is by far the most broken partner in the game. I know I'm saying that while we're riding sushi through the land, but trust me when I say Lackey is the most broken. And so we want to get him as soon as possible. But we need to be able to re-enter 6 in a state where we can beat it later. And so getting the 5th seed is what does that for us. So we'll be able to revert our story progress later, which will get rid of the door, but we'll still have the 3 unique seeds planted. So we'll be able to just give it to her again and reopen the door.
That's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's really neat. And it saves enough time that it's worth doing, even with like this, pretty long setup in order to duplicate the seed. Still ends up saving like multiple minutes overall. All right, one more time, make sure I don't soft lock. Oh. You're too early, just nothing happens. All right, so for this one, I'm going to go over here 2 screens away from where we entered, get the seed, and then leave. So now we have 4 seeds. And then we're going to come right back in. And since we don't need any more than, we just need 1 more, don't have to worry about duping it, and we can just talk to him and get the seed.
Perfect.
Yeah.
3 chapter 3 seeds, just as the developers intended.
Exactly. Yeah, this is probably the biggest biggest glitch that's been discovered since I started running this game, and probably a few years before that as well. All right, but finally time to go to chapter 6. It does matter what order you plant them. Like if you were to plant the chapter 6 seeds, if you were to, or the chapter 3 seeds, if you were to plant those first, they would not be, it wouldn't really work. But luckily the order of the seeds in our inventory just works out where you can mesh A. So you can see 3 seeds planted right there. And then plant 1 more. She's just going to go right over top of the existing flower, but the game doesn't care. It's like, yep, that's good enough.
She does not see the flower bed there at all. The open one.
She does not care.
Just beeline right towards the other one. It's okay. It's all about the feng shui.
Yep. It's a shame it's the flower that's farthest away, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
It is what it is.
Okay, time for some more. We're going to go here. We're going to immediately go into some loading zone storage in order to go skip straight to Lackey. You're supposed to, do a whole bunch here before the bubbleberry tree is even active, and that you're able to go there. I'm also just going to take a quick save just in case of, disaster. All right, we can do some loading zone storage. Yeah, so just aiming for a certain place there. Oh, I must have, okay, I let go of the analog stick at the wrong time. Hang on. Dang, that's unfortunate. I was just like barely late. Should work. Or, okay. It's fine.
You got this.
I'm like getting the hard part of all the jumps. And then messing up the easy part, which is the analog stick. All right, so just going to do a little bit of out of bounds movement, and then that gets us up on the ledge here, which is supposed to be the shortcut back, but Yeah, instead we can just go right over here. We're going to pick up the shooting star, which we'll need for later. Item that does 6 damage to every enemy on screen. And one of the reasons we needed Bombette here, it is possible to skip using Bombette here. No top step. Unfortunate.
Dang.
Didn't make it to the top.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. But just going to go up here and talk to the sun.
You believe that this screen has 2 unique songs to it?
I know, and you never get to hear the other one in speedruns. I mean, most people don't even know it exists casually.
It's so cool too. It's worth
there's
looking
nothing
up.
back here. There's nothing back here but the song. There's no like incentive otherwise to go there. But yeah, if you've never heard the song there, after you have destroyed the Puff Puff machine, go back and listen to the song. It's a banger.
It's so good.
Yeah, you get to hear it in rando sometimes. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and fight Lackey now. It is a pretty straightforward fight. We don't have Paracarry for damage, so Sushi is gonna be our stand-in, and that's gonna be the case in a lot of places, actually. Also, Power Jump is still a better option right now than Power Bounce, because like Lackey, you're only guaranteed a 4 bounce with your Power Bounce. You can get more than that, but like that's all you're ever guaranteed. And so we're already getting 4 damage with we're already getting 4 damage with Power Jump, and it costs less FP, so you get more bang for your buck. All right, also very important to hit that block there, which is honestly why I saved. Because if I miss it, I am dead. And the block on this is surprisingly hard. It's kind of an awkward timing. It's later than you would expect it to be.
It's like after it hits Mario already, I think, right?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Whereas most blocks are as they hit him. But yeah, just lots of back and forth, no variation in the strategy other than the heal, really. All right, but one more squirt. One more squirt from Sushi. And he should be dead. There we go. Nice. All right, and now we have the most broken partner in the game. And we are... well, actually, this is probably a good place for the wellness break, right?
That sounds good to me, honestly. We can
Okay,
probably
yeah.
wait. If you're getting out of the chapter right now, you can probably wait until then if you want.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I'll just like get to the end of it. We're basically just running back.
Yeah, might as well after all.
Yeah, we'll just get to like a save block, I guess.
Sick.
But yeah, so the next thing we'll be doing as a preview, the next thing we need are the Ultra Boots. We do not have the Ultra Hammer, which is normally required. So if you want to know how we're gonna do that, stick around.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's one of the big things that having Lackey here enables. Also gonna eat this here. Need some of our stats back.
What do you think Whack-A-Bump tastes like?
Yeah.
What do you think it tastes like?
Oh, apparently delicious. Apparently it's a delicacy. I think Kumbella says that in her tattle. But yeah, this is
interesting.
We'll go out here for some better music. But.
All right, cool. All right,
yeah.
see ya. We're gonna take a break right now. For those that don't know, we take wellness breaks every like hour or so because it's good to get up and stretch and all that. And the P's are Twitch overlords. So yeah, we'll be back in a little bit with more of Paper Mario All Cards. Stick around. It'll be about 5 or 6 minutes or so. Alrighty, welcome back everybody to Do All the Things. We'll be doing all the things today. That's pretty cool, right? Yeah. So before we get back into the run, I'm going to be reading a few announcements. So GQX will be live from TwitchCon October 20th through 22nd. The event will take place on the Games on Quick stage as well as streamed live on our Twitch channel. This one right here, the one you're watching. Use exclamation mark GQX in Twitch chat to find out more info and check out the schedule. And also, speaking of live events, Awesome Games Done Quick 2024 will also be live in person from January 14th through 21st in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Use exclamation mark Age of the Q in Twitch chat for more info. Feel free to add Games Done Quick on Twitter to let us know what you're hoping to see on the games list. A lot of getting games, honestly, like if we could say it. I'm excited for that. But yeah, remote volunteer positions open up September 25th, so keep your eyes open if you'd like to help out with Age of the Q from the comfort of your own home. But yeah, now we got announcements out of the way. Let's get back to the run. Hello.
All right. I'll just 3, 2, 1, go. We're back into it.
Fast.
Yeah. Okay, so we just got Lackey. The next thing that we need to do, well, real quick, we're going to take a slight detour. Because we're in a Chapter 6 state, this storeroom, which is usually locked until in Chapter 4, you get the storeroom key and open it, the lock is just gone. So we're going to go ahead and pick up the train now. A little bit of foreshadowing. A little bit of preparation.
That's so
not really stealing if it's... It is fine. This is also going to be our first instance... Oh, if I can line it up. Our first instance of Lackey clipping, which is like an easier version of BHS. If you just kind of stand in a lot of different corners and hop on Lackey, it'll just kind of miscalculate where you're supposed to be and put you on the other side. Same thing there. Okay, but now what we're going to do is called double clippy boots. So there's a state you can get into in this game with Lackey called Clippy. You have to, if you frame perfectly, open the partner menu when you encounter an enemy while riding Lackey. What will happen? Let's see if I can get this quickly. Okay, I think it was a little. I don't know if it was early or late actually. But yeah, I mean this is frame perfect. And you have to deal with like enemy movement, so it's kind of hard. That was definitely early. Yeah, what we need to do, what it'll do is it'll kind of put us in a state where we get off Lackey twice. That was late. And if we get off Lackey twice, it'll wrap around and we'll sort of be in a pseudo riding Lackey, not riding Lackey state. Oh, that's getting awkward. Okay, it's fine. Oh, I definitely just soft locked.
Oh no. Well, good thing we
That's
just
why
saved.
we saved. That's why we saved. I got a little jumpy there.
Not far back, thankfully.
Yeah, that other one coming kind of spooked me. Because actually wouldn't have been that bad, but okay, anyway, getting the train again. Everything is fine. Yeah, what would have happened there is like we still would have been fine in the battle, but whenever we left the battle, we would have just been stuck standing in the same place.
The last few minutes did not happen, by the way. You were wrong. I don't know what you saw. So,
okay, anyway.
Question from chat. How much time does that clip save overall?
Overall? It's so hard to say because we kind of make use of it for like the entire, or like it lets us skip. Well, in a PB attempt, like if you're going for a world record attempt, we would be skipping it would let us skip Booze Mansion entirely.
Oh.
But also it it lets us do faster fights against enemies. It's very hard to say. We're probably talking minutes though. On that order, that scale. There we go. See, first try.
Nice.
All right, so I'm gonna run away here. I have to be careful with my menuing. This is Softlock City. If you're not careful. All right, so importantly, what this does is it gives Mario a small hitbox, so you can just kind of wedge your way up on top of a bunch of different obstacles. Also, what it's going to do, yeah, you can just kind of squeeze in between the gap because Mario has a smaller hitbox when he's riding Lackey, which we sort of are. This one is a little bit more complicated because the gap isn't as big. All right, so what just happened right there is when you're in that state, for some reason, Lackey will get warped to Mario's X and Z position, and Mario get warped down to Lackey's Y position. So basically, I just do a little setup there to make sure that we get warped behind the block. All right, also going to pick up a life shroom here. And also, luckily, we can just kind of walk the other way past the blocks without worrying about it. And so now we have Ultra Boots and the most broken partner in the game back to back. Like we just have it already, only, an hour in.
Something like that.
Something like that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to make our way to Chapter 3 through the shortcut pipes. Gonna swap my badges here real quick. We're going to immediately make use of the Ultra Boots by first striking this Dark Koopa. Got to be careful with our FP. We only have 15 right now. These guys have 8 HP each. And luckily, Power Quake does not care about what level of hammer you have. And so it'll do 4 damage charge no matter what. So we can take care of the first one. Gonna pick up these coins just for some lag reduction. This room gets pretty laggy when the coins are on screen. All right, this one has 3, but doesn't matter. Just gonna take Power Quake. Take care of all of them. And then they get back, they're on their back, they get back up, and we just go right back into it again. Fun little fact about this, about these enemies that some people might not know. So the ones that are just standing still, you can tell what they're going to do before they attack you, because these guys are really annoying. They can stun lock you. The ones that are, standing still, they will just do a normal attack. But the ones that are running in place, those are the ones that will try and do their like dizzy spin that stuns you. So you want to prioritize those if you're playing casually. But we're just going to take them all out at once. Yeah, and this will get us the shortcut pipe into Chapter 3, and it lets us... the really important thing that it lets us do is after we are done with Chapter 3, we'll be able to exit without having to fight Junior Troopa, who normally ambushes you on the way out in Forever Forest. Also going to upgrade some BP here. Okay, no PAL block drops. Ideally, you want to get a PAL block drop here. Helps out later on. Not a big deal, but... All right, so now we're in Chapter 3, and we are still... The game still considers us to be in a Chapter 6 state. And so that what that means is the game kind of thinks that we already beat Chapter 3, which means we can just run all the way in here. Like, the gate was already open. We didn't need to get Bo to open it or anything. Also, the cutscene that normally plays here that all cards used to have to do a skip with just doesn't play. We run right on past it. And now we make our way to the castle.
There's like a boo that gets eaten in that cutscene too, so I guess they're spared as well.
Yeah. Okay, I am going to have to do kind of a hard trick here. You're supposed to have paracarry to cross this gap. It might go well. Hopefully it goes well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. You can just kind of...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, do precise jumps to make your way up that gap. Now, luckily for us, and I haven't really talked too much about how story sequence works in this game, but entering that door was a trigger to put us in a Chapter 3 state. So in this game, there is one variable that we call your story sequence that just controls where in the game you are, and a whole bunch of different things throughout the game are hard-coded to update it. Now, some of them, there's like some nuance to like which ones work in situations and which don't, but some of them, like that one, that one is the first time you enter the castle, it is a trigger to put you in that state. And so we take advantage of that in order to just skip everything prior to it. And then once we enter, we're in a Chapter 3 state, and then everything moving forward will assume that we're in Chapter 3, which means that, like, for instance, the boss will spawn, which is kind of important. Also, you may have noticed that the first time that I entered the castle, the sentinels there that just carried me out, getting that one to carry me out intentionally because it's faster. But they weren't there, but now they are. Just kind of the way that it updates things. It like loads the first room and then updates story sequence. So they weren't there until the second time I entered. But yeah, now all the enemies are back and everything. And we're making our way through it. We do need all 3 of the keys, so I did have to go out of my way for just that one. Also, you may think, if you haven't seen a run, that we need Bo for this key up here for the spikes. But luckily, with Speedy Spin and some good movement, you can just kind of jump past them. Let's see if I can make it back. There we go. Yeah, just make it back.
I love that it just barely works. You like jump over the last set of spikes.
Yeah, you even like have to do that little jump at the end.
That's so good.
And then also if you push this, okay, I'm going to do some more loading zone storage. Hang on, because we don't have paracarry. We need to be able to get up into the secret room up here.
Huh.
Oh. Oh, come on. Ah, is that enough? It's close. Okay, good. That was enough.
Nice.
Yeah, we're going to go over here and we're going to get Mega Rush, which is one of the most busted badges in the game. That makes it so that whenever we have exactly 1 HP, we get +4 damage. And notably, that applies to each jump. So we're going to immediately damage down into peril. And intentionally miss this block so that we're at exactly 1. That's why I didn't want to take any damage from the spikes. So I had some leeway. And then now this will do 8 instead of 4. And so we're going to kill all of them. This is just for some experience routing to make sure we level up at the right time. All right, make sure not to pick up any heart drops. Yeah, heart drops are actually the enemy. The game is trying to help us out, but I really wish that it wouldn't. And we're going to make our way. Luckily, Tub up here, you can just, if you hug the top wall, you can just kind of spin right past him. He's not a big deal. I was saying, so Mega Rush, if you combine that with, say, Power Bounce, which lets you jump on the same enemy over and over, the damage gets kind of nutty. Just going to kind of lure these clubbas up and around so we can run right past them. Don't care that we angered them. Okay, I'm going to go for a trick right here. Yaki trick shot. I only get 1 shot at it. I'm going to save just in case. I only get 1 shot at it, so I might not get it. But if I do, we might get to see something really funny.
Not even
we
heard
might get to see a butt bubble.
A what?
A butt bubble.
Oh.
I didn't get it. I don't think I was in the right position. Oh, well, okay. Sorry, no butt bubble. If you do it right, you can overlap the cutscene where you open the chest and where Tubba enters the castle here. And then whenever he goes to sleep and he has like the snot bubble, there will also be a second one on his butt. It's pretty funny, but we don't get to see it. It's frame perfect and the position is like kind of precise. So it saved like, I don't know, I want to say something in the ballpark of like 10 seconds. Lost a little time to setting up for it, but not a big deal. Yeah, it puts the one from when he's sitting up there. It'll just be in place while he's still lying down. All right, but now Tubba is chasing us away. He's, just gonna destroy his entire castle, as one does.
Yeah.
When someone invades your home, you just,
I know when oh my god, I can't say words. What the hell? I know when I get angry, I destroy my living room. It's okay.
Yeah.
There, I got it finally. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. There is a trick in order to be able to skip running through this room, but it requires paracarry. So minor time loss to that for not having him. But yeah, we're running out of the castle. And in case anyone doesn't know, once you get to this point, Tubba will never chase you through Gusty Gulch or anything like that. You are completely safe from this point onward. All right, now do note that I am running around at 1 HP. You get used to that. There is a lot of running around at 1 HP in this run. I do have a life shroom, so there is that. If something really bad were to happen, I don't actually need that life shroom until the very end. And even then, it's only as safety in case of really bad RNG. So it is just nice to have on me in case I were to, accidentally jump on a cleft or something in here. I will go ahead and save just in case in case of disaster. All right, but we're going to go in here, and this is going to be the first instance of actually getting to see Power Bounce with Mega Rush in action. And this is how we're able to handle most bosses, or some variation of the strategy throughout the game. And then that's a reason why we prioritize going to Chapter 3 as early as we do. Also, this room is slightly bigger, so you can spin around the Goomba for some reason.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have Ultra Boots, I'm in peril with Mega Rush, and so my Power Bounce is actually going to start at 7. And then go down by 1 each turn. Okay, and you can see I just dropped it intentionally right there. The bounce you saw, I fell right to the ground. I could have kept bouncing, but you get diminishing returns with the damage going down each turn. And the heart doesn't attack us on the first turn. So I can just do another 4 bounce. And you can see there I got capped. I went flying back through the air. And that, you just have to get him, what is it? 45 HP you have to do? He has 50 total once he gets down to 5. I think it is.
I think so, yeah, if I recall. I had the guidebook for this game growing up, so I knew like a lot of like boss HP values.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think that was like 50 if I recall.
Oh, fun little fact about, I don't know, I thought it was interesting. So back in chapter 1, I didn't really call it out, but whenever I got Power Bounce, I went through the little gap where the Koopa came out to get Power Bounce. And like there's a wall you can bomb there, so it looks like you're supposed to use bomb at to do that. But so I don't know, it always seems like kind of a little glitch to me, but I know that Nintendo Power Book tells you that you can do it that way.
Does it?
So I don't know. I was just like, wait, is this even a glitch? We do it in glitchless regardless. All right, but Tubba's weakness was his heart. So he only had 10 HP. Simple jump took care of him. Not a big deal. And this is going to be our first instance of card LZS. So the rules of this category state that we must touch each of the 7 Star Spirit cards. And if we use loading zone storage and then touch the card in the right way, what'll happen is it'll start loading in the card cutscene, but then we'll touch the ground and override that with a loading zone. Now, it's important not to mess this up because then we have to do the whole Peach cutscene, so I'm going to go ahead and save just in case. This is also probably the hardest one, in my opinion, because the spacing is like kind of tight to do it right. Well, that's okay. It's easy. It's free.
Immediately, yeah.
Yeah. As you can see, the card is gone. That didn't really do anything other than update our story sequence and make the card disappear. But it satisfies the rules of the category, which have kind of just been accepted. And so it's just always been that way ever since, ever since I've known. Now, we're going to go out of our way for safety here. We would normally leave chapter 3 now, but I'm going to go ahead and enter chapter 3. We want to get Bo because not having her is very slow. And so we're just going to be able to go straight over to the boost portrait. And we can get that with Cooper. We don't actually need Paracarry. I made that look a lot easier than it is. It's like kind of precise. But yeah, since we already have Ultra Boots, we don't have to worry about Super Boots. Also, just like entering Tubba's Castle, entering Boo's Mansion is a trigger to put you in that proper story state in Chapter 3. So we're back in the middle of Chapter 3, which is going to let us be able to get Bo normally. Because otherwise we just wouldn't have her. Most like world record speedruns of this game just completely skip Bo and don't get her, which make things much riskier at the end. Not having out of sight is kind of awful.
Mm-hmm. That's so useful.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'll let us, for anyone who doesn't know, out of sight is a move with Bo. It takes 2 of Bo's turns, but it is pretty cheap and it lets you make Mario invincible for 1 turn. And so whenever we're using strats that involve, like, being in peril, having 2 turns where you can be in peril instead of 1 is really good for being able to deal damage. And especially against Bowser, it's good because he has 1 move that takes away any type of, like, charge or anything. I guess that's not really as relevant here because we're not charging against Bowser, but it is still very useful for that. All right, but yeah, so quick detour to get Bo. And now what we're going to do is we are going to go back to Chapter 5. This time we actually want to fight Lava Piranha, though. But we don't really want to do the jungle. Oops. Yeah, the cursor gets a little weird whenever you're skipping partners. It just defaulted to sushi. I menued down instead. Yeah, so back we go. Also, so there's a trick. Raft skip, it's called. Also double sushi, by the way.
Oh no kidding, yeah. I didn't see her back there until you pointed out.
So what I'm going to do is I am going to bomb Colorado. Okay, I messed up the timing on the jump. We're basically getting a double jump here. Oh, messed up again. It's too far, too close.
Or Colorado.
Yeah, he's not having his best day right now. Timing on this. This is actually kind of a hard trick.
Isn't he called Colorado because like he's based off of Indiana Jones? Just gave him another state name or something?
I think so, yeah.
Very funny.
Man, timing on this is kind of precise. I'm not getting the buffered spin. I was late on the jump there. Yeah, but what's happening is I'm buffering a spin that gets immediately thrown out, or that gets immediately triggered whenever Colorado interrupts. Oh man, I'm not timing things right.
You got this.
It's one input away. You have to get the buffered spin, otherwise you can't jump. Oh, it's gonna make me. I'm gonna have to do this right. I'm gonna have to do a backup. I'm messing it up in a way I don't usually mess it up. Dang, that one not so much. That one, it's common. Come on.
This looks very tricky.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how precise the jump at the end is. I've messed that one up a couple times, like the last input. Okay, I'm just gonna do a tree climb instead. How about this? What if we do something else? Let's climb this tree.
Oh.
To get out of bounds. It's a lot easier with para-carry. Or maybe this one... Maybe this is even harder. Nah, okay.
Nice.
All right, well, I'm not showing it off the way that I wanted to, but at the end of the day, you know, we're in there. All right, so what this is going to do is lets us just skip everything prior to the volcano in this chapter, and we can just fall and land in the entrance to the volcano.
Very good. I actually know you can do that with that para-carry. That's cool.
Yeah. There's actually like so many different ways to do that. Another way that I could have done it is I could have gotten Clippy, like I did for whenever we got Ultra Boots off of the spear guy. And since my hitbox would be smaller, there's like places that I could clip. There's just actually so many different ways to do this chapter. Okay, so now we need to get the Ultra Hammer. It's not actually required. We could skip the Ultra Hammer, but it's still faster to get it. I'm going to go... It's only faster if I get this first try. I'm going to try and jump over some bad collision. Oh, nice, I got it. Okay, and so we can just kind of skip that entire room for now. Good old volcano jump. Gonna get a hidden life shroom right here.
I'm learning a lot today.
A lot going on. Yeah, and we have Lackey here. We wouldn't really... I think we still could, but it would be a lot more difficult to deal with Chapter 5 if we didn't have a flying partner. Luckily, Paracarry is not the only one who can go over lava. The Ultra Hammer will be nice, because there is a trick, Ultra Hammer skip, but it'll be nice whenever we do Chapter 2, which I want to point out, we have not done. We still haven't done Chapters 2 or 4. I'm just going to continue through here. I'm going to real quick, I'm going to pick up Fire Shield, which is right here. We'll be using that, actually not until Bowser, but it'll be important for the setup that I use there. Let Colorado, you know, fall, because he can't, I don't know, he doesn't have working eyes.
He does not know what gravity is. He was very surprised when he jumped off the cliff there.
Goes all Looney Tunes on us.
You only fall if you acknowledge that you're about to fall.
Exactly. If he just didn't notice, he would have been fine.
Yeah, simple.
Exactly. All right, it is actually fast. Oh, and before I forget, I need to drink this maple. It is actually faster to ride this platform and then spin across on here than it is to just ride Lackey the whole way across the lava. It is still faster to do this than to wait for the cycle. Also over here, you're going to see our first instance of a Lackey teleport. If you hop off Lackey and then back on just the right frame, he will actually kind of like shoot past. That was early. Where he's supposed to go. Went early again. Yeah, we can use that to clip through that wall instead of actually having to solve that puzzle. That's another trick that can be done. We're doing a lot to skip having paracarry. That's another trick that can be done with paracarry by just like standing in the right spot and using him. But yeah, that is the whole volcano up to Lava Piranha. And we are going to go ahead and just fight him now. Note that we're at 1 HP already. So we're going in already, you know, that's another one of the nice things about doing card LZS and not having to watch peach cutscenes is we don't get heals. So we're able to just like carry Peril from one area to another a lot of the time. Now I'm actually going to do a strat. I thought about doing a fake out. I'm not going to do it.
Fake out
I'm
for
going
what?
to do a strat here. What's that?
Explain.
Explain. Okay, so I did, I could have been like, oh no, I died.
Oh, beans. Oh,
No.
darn dang.
No, but that was why we picked up that extra life room, because now it's going to put me back at 10 HP. And then it just so happens that that lava bud will deal 4 damage, and then lava piranha itself is going to do 5, and we're right back in peril.
So convenient.
It's so convenient. All right, now we totally beat him, right? No. Yeah, I know casually for a lot of people, it's Lava Piranha is pretty hard. And then you're like, oh my god, I finally beat him. And then, nope, phase 2. But as it turns out, phase 2 is even easier than phase 1, as long as you know to use water moves. Because now we can use water moves and stun Lava Piranha. And I'm going to go for a 4 bounce here. Nice. And yeah, it's so really nice the way this fight is designed, because now the lava buds are going to spit out petite piranhas that will not attack until next turn. So we just get 2 free turns in phase 2. I'll just do a jump.
Look like Red Pac-Man.
They do though.
They kind of do.
But yeah, and that's Lava Piranha. Honestly, pretty simple fight. All right, we're going to level up FP here, get up to 20. We're going to be at 20 for a while, actually. All right, so now another card is going to spawn. And this is one of the instances where, seed duping is so useful. Before, we used to have to just, touch the card and then actually watch the peach cutscene and beat the chapter. All of that because we needed the yellow seed that you get from beating the chapter. There was no known way to skip that previously. Even in any % no ace runs, we would have to do that. Now I'm going to go back here and save again, just to be safe. But we're going to do the same thing we did for the chapter 3 chapter 3 card. Do card LCS. This one's a few more jumps, but I was early on that. There we go.
Nice.
Now that one's a little weird, because I did touch the card, so we're good for the category, but if we were to go back in there, the card is actually still there.
Oh.
So we will simply not look.
We will not acknowledge it. It does not exist.
Exactly. I touched it. As far as you know, I have it. All right, we're going to take some damage on the way back here. I did get a level up. All right, I want to damage down to... I want to be at 5 HP when I leave the volcano. Oh, okay, 4 works. Sometimes you get a double hit there. I just have to block. I just have to block now. That's fine. Like, I'm at 5 now, but we're going to take 1 damage from the spike ball. I guess I could use bow, but
Eh,
it's faster to just, let it do its thing.
you gotta save the frames.
Exactly. And the block is easy anyway. But yeah, so the one downside, I guess, to not beating the chapters, we do have to, backtrack through the volcano, which is a harder area to backtrack through than others.
Just a lot of rooms.
A lot of and a lot of enemies to avoid. All right, but we got through it without too much trouble. And yeah, so the next place that we're gonna go to is chapter 2. One of the really nice things about doing chapters out of order is that if we go from 5 to 2, 2 is a chapter that really benefits from going to it in a completed state. So I mentioned that there is story progress that kind of controls what things are where based on where you are in the game. However, not everything is controlled by that. That mostly controls things that are in a normal playthrough guaranteed to be done in a linear order. Things that can be done out of order, like for instance, picking like keys, or like the stones in chapter. Oh, where am I going? This is some old muscle memory coming out.
The perfect time, too.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to take the shortcut to chapter 2. We're going to fight Electro Blooper. All right, I'm going to do nothing here so we can get down into peril. I'll have to block this. Gave me the easy attack. All right, there we go. So now I'm in peril. Oh, I'm going to do a 5 bounce here. And you're always guaranteed. I think you actually are guaranteed a 6 bounce on Electro Blooper here. Either way, we'll always get the 5 that we want. Also, we will sadly sacrifice the fish
Sushi,
to get the electricity off. Yeah, it was very important. It was very helpful. Okay, and that's Electro Blooper taken care of. And you can see earlier, there were a few instances where, like I fought, like the Clubbas, for instance, I killed those when I wouldn't necessarily have to. And that way I had enough experience that I didn't level on Electro Blooper. So I get to go into chapter 2 still in peril, which is really convenient. But yeah, so things controlled by flags, such as the ruin stones, we can just kind of get those. They're still there. But the sand will still be lowered inside the ruins, and the ruins themselves are just like available to walk into. We don't have to like get the pulse stone or anything like that. And so that really speeds up the way that this chapter goes. I mean, it's unfortunate. There's a lot of glitches that you'd never really get to see due to how the sequence works that you could otherwise do. Like, for instance, the loading zone into this chapter just always exists, even when it's the ruins aren't loaded. And we could reach it with Ultra Boots, actually. That gets you enough height to do it. But yeah, so this sand is just already down and the keys sticking up out.
Convenient.
So we can do that and skip the first lock. Same thing here. We can just pick up this key. Don't have to watch the sand cutscene. And also, since we already have the Ultra Hammer, we can just go in here and break this block right away. No need to backtrack for it. All right, since we're in peril, I can get a first strike on this chomp. Then just do another untimed jump on that chomp and kill him. I'm gonna try and avoid heart drops. Sometimes you get unlucky. I'm gonna stand still while we wait for the door to open. Okay, all the hearts went up top. Mario can't pick up heart drops whenever he is in his thumbs up animation. Okay, right here though, we're gonna use that key that we saved in order to open this lock without having to do the pokey fight, which is a big time save. I'm gonna go over here and bomb this wall and go over here in the meantime. A little bit of tricky routing. Also note that the way down to the boss is open right now. But if I were to go there, Toot and Koopa would not be there. Because we are still in a chapter 5 state. The game does not actually think we're in chapter 2, even though there's some things that are like considered uncompleted. All right, we're gonna do an untimed Power Quake here. In peril, we do enough damage, even without doing the action command, to do enough damage to just instantly kill the chomps there. All right, we're gonna make our way back. Yeah, and I was able to save that last key as well by, with the sand already being down. All right, we do need this last, ruined stone key. We're going to go ahead and fight this chomp and get the diamond stone. Do another untimed power quake. Very quick, fast damage for only 4 FP, which really isn't that bad at all. And we still have 6 left after getting all the stones, which is plenty for what we need. Also, gonna upgrade Bombette here. I already upgraded Sushi, which I didn't explain that. Vanilla mechanic, you get extra damage and an extra move when you upgrade a partner. Bombette gets Power Bomb, which is really useful. Also, we don't have Paracarry, but we don't need Paracarry to cross that gap. We can just use Ultra Boots to gain the height to get up there. And now we are actually going to downgrade our hammer here. So I'm going from the Ultra Hammer to the Super Hammer. The hammer itself doesn't matter, but that is yet another story trigger to put us back in a Chapter 2 state. As you can see now, the path down below is closed again, and so I can place the stones and properly open it so we can fight Toot and Koopa. Luckily, there's nothing left in the game that we actually need the Ultra Hammer for, so there's nothing to worry about in terms of like routing or anything like that.
I was gonna ask, do you get it back at some point? But I guess not.
Nope, we're just stuck without it. In old runs, you did have to do Clippy Boots to get around it. You would just do it on the second block. But at this point, now we're doing double Clippy and getting Ultra Boots like way early. That's the only thing. Okay, now there is a 66% chance that this fight is a 1-turn fight. If I get 4 capped, then it's going to be a 2-turn fight. But if I can get at least 5 bounces, we'll be able to do enough damage to kill Toot and Koopa in 1 turn. So let's see if we get good RNG. I got 3 capped. Wow, that's okay. That's fine, actually. Toot and Koopa's one of the bosses where that's fine on. That's a 2% chance to happen. 2%? If it's going to happen on a boss, I'm glad it happens on him. Okay, now I should still be... Okay, I think I can still just kill with a jump, but I'm going to play it safe because I'm blanking for a second. We're just going to do another 3 bounce. Yeah, okay. I think a jump would have been enough to kill there, but I just wanted to play it safe.
They're safe and sorry.
I don't need that last 3. But yeah, still fast. Yeah, luckily this is a Chapter 2 boss. He only has 30 HP. Hey, if that's the only 3 cap we get, I'm good. That's one of the reasons I'm saving before bosses, is because we kind of just assume 3 caps won't happen because they are only 2%. But yeah, it's a thing. This game likes to be mean sometimes. All right, I'm going to go ahead and save. We've got another card LCS to do here. This one's a little awkward because of the door being above the loading zone. But that's okay. Makes the jump timing a little bit awkward.
That's one of the easier ones, right?
The door... It depends on who you ask. I feel like it's not too bad. I find the Chapter 3 one to be the hardest just because like the spacing on it is really weird, and it's the one that I fail the most often in runs. That one, yeah, I would say 2 is, I don't know, somewhere in the middle. All because of the door frame, though.
Yeah, door frame is weird, yeah.
Yeah. It is the one with the fewest jumps. Only 3 jumps. I actually find the Chapter 5 one, which is the most jumps, to be the easiest.
Really?
Sorry, not the easiest. Probably second easiest, just because the spacing on it. So you have to jump at a certain time. If you jump while you have upward momentum and like touch the card, even if you did store the loading zone, you won't have enough time to land on the ground before the game loads the Star Spirit cutscene. So like you have to hit it with the right spacing in order for it to work. And yeah, the Chapter 3 one just like makes it really tight. Yeah, the 5 one is really easy with the spacing. Chapter 4, which is the next one, is also, that one's probably the easiest. I would probably order them difficulty like 3 to, well, 5 or 2, about the same. So 3, 5, and 2 the same, and then 4 easiest. Okay, but anyway, remember back whenever I picked up the train? Listen to the music. So it's yet another story trigger. If you have the train, if you've picked up the train right here or earlier, whenever you enter this screen, the game just decides if you're in a pre-chapter 4 state, oh, we're going to put you in a chapter 4 state. So the music just automatically updates. And also we have the train, so we can place it in. This is another one of the ways where Lackey saves a ton of time. We're about to do a glitch that I discovered, anti-guy skip. And it's another part of the reason, another way that Lackey... One of the reasons that skipping Lackey is... Oh, that's not going to work. Is viable. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to fall in a certain way to get respawned in the exact correct position. Oh, that's not going to work either. In the exact right position. And what that's going to do... There we go. Or not. Being finicky. Sometimes this trick is finicky. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Okay, it did. Yeah, so we can land exactly perfectly out of bounds to wedge ourselves in between the chest and anti-guy and steal power plus right from him.
That's so mean.
I know. Also going to do a lucky teleport here. Oh, it's early there. Was it late? To just kind of clip through this wall and then be able to open the shortcut pipe, open the shortcut switch, get the back way entrance into the last station. We're going to do a Lackey clip into the invisible train here, and then just kind of fall out of bounds to escape again. And then we can just hit the red station switch and go to the last station of the toy box.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Whenever we didn't have Lackey here, because before seed duping we didn't, we had to do this whole thing where we would like come here in a chapter 5 state, and then we'd have to like take the train backwards, and then grab the frying pan just to change our story progress. It was this whole thing, but now, yeah, we can. It's just that easy. All right, gonna drink this gem and jelly here, get our FP back, switch to Goombario. This should be the last time you see him. All right, nice, I made that cycle. And yeah, Goombario is actually faster here for Lantern Ghost. We have to be able to hit the lantern 2 times on Big Lantern Ghost in order to be able to damage him. So it has to be a multi-hit attack. You could use Bow, but Goombario is a little bit faster. And one of the nice things... now that we have Ultra Boots here instead of Super Boots like we used to, there is no longer any RNG to this fight. Before, there was a 2.5% chance that you could get double 4-capped, and that would be enough to kill you. But now, with Ultra Boots, all you need is a 4 and a 3. So C-duping just straight up made the route better, honestly.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and the routing works out here where we barely but not quite, almost but not quite get enough experience to level up, which is good, because we can, again, carry Peril into the general guy fight. All right, we're going to get Watt here, who is one of the best partners in the game, because while she doesn't deal as much base damage as maybe other partners, she ignores all defense. With her basic attack, which is kind of insane.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I never knew that growing up. I never even used Watt at all, pretty much.
Oh, really? No, Watt was the partner that I used most, because I never wanted to use FP.
Understandable.
Because I was being stingy. But, so Watt was perfect, because I could ignore all defense and do lots of damage to enemies. Without having to dip into the FP reserves.
I think I was just like, she has no damage. Why am I using her at all? Blah 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 blah. Low number bad. And that's all it was.
I mean, I get that logic. She also has a move, Power Shock, which in riskier routes gets a little bit more use, but gonna get a little bit of use in this fight up here. She can just stun enemies for, what is it? I think 2 FP? 2 or 3? I don't know. It's routed in. I forget FP values sometimes. Also, Rando changes it, so I forget. Yeah, what is required for this fight up here? At least in terms of the all cards routing, there is a way to do this fight without getting Watt, but it skips the card spawning at the end, so you can see it in all bosses runs. but you won't see it in all cards. But yeah, we're gonna fight General Guy, who's there's a whole bunch of Shy Guys at the start of the fight. You gotta get through a couple waves of Shy Guys, and then General Guy himself, who has some pretty high defense, which is part of the reason why WAD is so good. It's kind of got like the Zelda thing going on, where you get the use the dungeon item in against the dungeon boss. I guess it's not just a Zelda thing, but I feel like that's where it's most well known.
Absolutely.
Same thing with Sushi against Lava Piranha. Yeah.
One of my favorite fights, by the way.
What's that?
I love this fight, personally.
Oh yeah, this fight's so good. And the music. The music in this game is just incredible.
It's so nostalgic for me.
Yeah, same. Yeah, having Peril here is really nice. Can just take care of everything, basically. Except for the Shy stacks, we can take care of one of them at a time. We don't have anything that can quite kill them in one turn. And we want to stay in Peril. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and kill one of them with a jump. They have, I think, 10 HP. And then we're going to use Watt, and we're going to use Power Shock here. Yeah, it is 2 FP. Okay. And that one's pretty easy to mash to 100%. And if it's 100%, it's guaranteed to work. And then that just gives us another free turn to be able to kill the second Shy stack. All right, now it's time for the man himself. And at this point, we're going to use the Repel Gel that we picked up in Chapter 3. General Guy, it's going to take multiple turns to kill him. There's not really any way to avoid taking damage otherwise. So we're going to go ahead. I'm looking for either I'm looking for either a double 5 cap or a 6 and a 4. I got a 5 cap right there. What we'll use for a backup if we don't quite get enough damage, but it's slower because it causes extra text. So hopefully I get another 5 cap here. Nah, I didn't. All right, that's fine. He's got 1 HP left. So we'll just kind of do an untimed Electro Dash. Get the extra text, but then he's dead. It's fine.
Nice.
All right, we're going to level up BP here. Won't actually be using it quite yet, but it will come in handy later. All right, and then this is going to be the last instance of a card LZS. Can only do it in fights or you can only do it in boss rooms that have a regular loading zone. And then also, in the case of the Chapter 6 one, just routing-wise, it doesn't make sense for reasons that I'll explain when we're there. But yeah, this one skips the cake, which the cake is great, but it is very long. We don't want to do the cake. So, oops. All right, no cake for us.
No cake at all.
That one I could have been safe and gone all the way to the safe block, but that one's the easiest and it's super far away. I was just like, nah.
Not worth it. Let's run on a diet. We don't need the cake.
Exactly. Yeah, picked up a shooting star there. One thing worth noting, because I haven't been watching any Peach cutscenes other than the first one, we only have, if in our Star Spirits menu, we still only have Eldstar. So we don't have access to Starstorm, which while Starstorm is a slow move, it does 7 damage to all enemies on screen. So it used to be used at least once or twice in Chapter 6, which is where we're going next. Also note that we're still technically considered to be in a Chapter 4 state. So the Shy Guy music is still playing, and the Shy Guys are you're going to see it take the calculator up here. And they're still guarding this. So I'm going to go ahead and we have to actually take out the Shy Guys. But now this is where that last seed that we duped comes in handy, because I could just plant it and you can see the other 3 flowers are already planted. And she will put it in place, and just like the last time, the entrance to Flower Fields will appear just like it did the first time.
It's magic.
And so this means otherwise we wouldn't be able to get in a way that allowed us to beat the chapter. So yet again, seed duping ends up being huge. No, at this point we have touched the cards for chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So all that's left is 6 and 7, and then chapter 8 to beat the game. So the next two will be done in order. Chapter 6, unfortunately, kind of, it's chapter 6. It's you get this dreary, fitting but kind of dreary music throughout it. But we do at least have Lackey, which lets us speed things up a little bit because you're not supposed to have them till later. So yeah, we're gonna go in here. The first thing that we need to do is we need to get the bean from Petunia, and so we have to take care of these moles. We did just level up, so we're not in peril. But luckily, the mole at the top right has three enemies, and they all do 3 HP each. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to swap to Bombette. We're going to use Power Bomb, which we upgraded her for. That'll do 6 damage. They have 12 HP. And so then if I just let them all hit me, I'll damage myself right back down into peril. Right, and then I can finish them off with an untimed Power Quake. And then now I'm in peril for the rest of the moles. All right, next we're going to go to the top left one, which only has one by himself. Poor guy.
Poor guy.
Yeah. So we can just take care of him with a jump. No need to use any FP. Yeah, we're also fighting these moles in a certain order because we don't want to level up early and lose peril. All right, going to get this one. And then yet again, going to use Untimed Power Quake. And then Power Bomb. All right. And then one more set of moles. I'm out of FP, but luckily I have a maple here that I can just drink and get enough. And 10 FP is the perfect amount to do Power Quake, Power Bomb. Oh, I barely caught him. These moles can be really annoying sometimes, not wanting to let you catch them. But yeah, there we go. All right, now we're going to go ahead and upgrade BP again. We did pick up Power Plus earlier. I'm not going to equip it yet, but note that I picked that up, and that is a badge that costs 6 BP, so it's kind of pricey. So we're building up to that. All right, we got the bean now. Gonna go ahead and pick up the red berry here before we leave.
All the amazing days back there just kind of running away from you.
Yeah.
You're so afraid.
All right, so we're supposed to have the yellow berry here. Supposed to go over to the bottom left and get it. But if we just kind of like wedge ourselves back here and hop off Lackey, the collision just pops us up top there for some reason.
I'm always astounded whenever I see just something like that happen in this game. I've learned so much tonight.
Yeah, it is so quick and easy too. That's actually a really simple one to do. But yeah, that lets us save a trip through what is, well, I say affectionately known as the death room. Might not be so much affection for some people. Yeah, it does save us a little bit of a trip. Oh, also need to pick up the blueberry here. It is possible to skip the other gates as well with Lackey teleports, but it's faster to just, we're going right past the berries. We have to go through some of the other gates multiple times. That one only blocks you from going in, by the way. It lets you right out. It's a one-sided wall.
Cool.
Yeah.
Convenient.
You can see like the little blip there, I guess. But yeah, faster to just hand the berries, and we have to go past this gate 4 times. Twice in, twice out. So faster to just open it. All right, and now we're going to do the maze fight. There's a little bit of RNG here. One of the Lakitus is either going to attack us with a Spiny or is going to do a Spiny spawn. That's going to change the route a little bit depending on what he does. We want him to attack us because that's just better. It's a little bit faster. Okay, so we're going to attack one, and then we're going to use one of the shooting stars we picked up. So it's going to kill all but one. Let's see what he does. Okay, good. Yeah, he's going to attack us, and then we can just kill him with a jump. If he decided to spawn a Spiny, I would have to use my other shooting star to kill both of them. And it's just, it gives you a little bit of extra experience, which changes things a little bit. And also, you have to do a backup for not having the shooting star. But luckily, we don't have to worry about that. Also, it's important that I blocked that attack. I want to be at no lower than 8 HP. Because we're not going to be leveling up anymore before Hup. So I'm going to go into that fight with 8 HP. Unfortunately, there is nowhere in this chapter there's no heart block in here. I guess they just assumed you would leave and go to Toad Town and sleep at the inn, but that's just so slow.
So far away.
Yeah. Shoutouts to the rando devs for adding a heart block inside there for convenience.
Shoutouts.
Yeah. All right, so we just, one of the things that's so annoying about this chapter, and also we're about to enter said death room, and you'll see why. It's this Bazap here at the beginning. So I'll have to do some movement to avoid him. There we go. And also there's this cloud. It's just a really tight hallway. Yeah, really tight hallway with enemies that are very aggressive. All right, but yeah, one of the things that's annoying about this chapter is there's multiple instances where you just have to talk to an NPC and then go back. You can't skip the initial talk. Like for instance, Rosie and Posey here. We had to talk to Rosie before Posey would give us the crystal berry, which we need in order to get the water stone. And we have to get the water stone in order to, be given the miracle water. And it's just, it's lots of fetch questing and backtracking in this chapter, which is kind of why speedrunners tend not to like it as much. But it is a chapter where you can save a lot of time with good movement and stuff like that. Yeah. Rosie sucks, by the way. She just wants to look pretty. Yeah, she doesn't care about anyone else. She wants to look pretty, even if everyone else dies because of it.
That's so rude.
It is.
Inconsiderate, honestly.
True. Luckily, Posey is great.
We love Posey.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go up here, jump. There's a hidden shooting star here. Shooting star is very useful. I'd say probably the best attack items in the game. I don't think anything else does more damage. All right, still faster to skip the yellow berry and just do the skip twice. Oh. If I don't... Oh. Sometimes that happens, but it's okay. With good movement, I can still just fall right back up. Because out of bounds in this game is great.
It's very goofy. One of my favorites in any game, honestly. Just the way it works.
Yeah. I think in TTYD it's similar, but they changed it. You still... Gravity is still weird in that game, but instead of ever shooting up, they just eventually have you respawn back at the entrance. So you end up seeing a lot less out of bounds in that game. Still some, definitely still some. But not as much. All right, but yeah, turned in the water stone. And this is the point in a casual playthrough, or actually in old runs before seed duping, where we would then go and get Lackey. But we already have Lackey. So I guess we can skip that now.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Also, it's a little bit faster than switching to Sushi to do a clip here. And then kind of, you have to hop off there. And then clip back in bounds on that platform. Just a little tiny time save.
Mara just briefly walking on water just to flex.
You know. Not the last time we'll do it either.
Ooh. Foreshadowing. Mysterious.
All right, so yeah. All right, so we can make our way over here. Yeah. Also, okay. I'm thinking of other speedrun routes that. Anyway, ignore me. Just gonna quick solve this puzzle. Already have Ultra Boots and Lackey to get around. I don't know if there is any way. It'd be nice if there was a way to do this puzzle without Lackey. I don't know if it would actually save any time in speedruns at this point, but it sure would be nice.
Imagine if anything, it'd probably be possible to pair carry instead.
Maybe. Probably. Can you imagine?
That'd be wild.
Oh my god. Yes, I do need this Thunder Rage. Sometimes you don't, depends on RNG. But I did not get any power blocks, so I'll need it for chapter 8. All right, so in this fight, we're going to use the Dizzy Dial that we picked up in the storeroom. It has a 100% chance to work on the Lakitus and only a 75% chance to work on... yep, there it is. So it failed on the Magic Koopa. That's okay, though, because he will not attack us. It's slower this way, but all he's going to do is electrify his buddies, but we're okay with that because we're not planning on touching them anyway. Just going to do 2 shooting stars. If we didn't have the second shooting star, if we had to use it earlier, we would have used a shooting star, the Thunder Rage, and then also would have done a Spiny Surge with Lackey. But no need to worry about that. Alright, and then for whatever reason, in this cutscene, you have to like hammer the machine a certain way. You can't just keep wailing on it and have it work. You have to hammer it once on the left, and then 4 times on the right. I don't know why it's that. There might be other ways that work, but yeah, that's the fastest way to do it. There's nowhere you can just like hammer it over and over and over.
I think like as a kid, I kept hammering the same spot over and over again. It would never break.
No.
I think that was one.
See that? Yeah, that probably tripped more than just you up.
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
They didn't like specify in the guidebook either, so I didn't know what to do there. That was something wrong.
No. All right, but yeah, no, we've done pretty much everything that we need to do in this chapter now. Just have to plant the beanstalk and be on our way back. Make our way up to Huff. We don't need to upgrade any more partners, so we're not going to bother with the upgrade block that is up there. And do a little fancy movement here to be able to spin, save some more time. You have to talk to the tree here before you can actually plant anything. Oh, this is actually, I lost track of time. Probably good to do the wellness break here soon, right?
Before the boss? We gotta fight the boss.
Well, I just thought of it now. We'll do the boss first.
Yeah, let's go. Probably a good idea.
I just looked down at the time and was like, oh.
I was thinking, yeah, after chapter 6 is done, we can probably do that.
Yeah, that's a good place to take a break.
We can't cliffhanger before the boss. We can't do that.
No, that would have been no.
That'd be tragic.
It would be.
I love all the food clouds here. It's so good.
Yeah, you got like the ice cream clouds in the background.
Ice cream clouds, the music popping in there. The cloud music for briefly popping for a second. So good.
I'm gonna save there just in case of this is another boss where there's a 2% chance of getting 3 capped. So it probably won't happen, but if it does, it's good to have a save. Wish that the save block was at the top of the vines, but This is also a boss where we are going to do a different strat. We're gonna be able to take care of Huff with this badge that we're about to get. I'm gonna reload the room here just because it's a little faster on this cloud cycle. Saves like a second or so. But right here is super jump charge. And so now that we're getting into bosses with more HP, what I'm gonna do, oh wait, no, I wanted what? Is we're gonna equip that. And also equipping Power Plus right there. And so we're gonna be able to charge and unleash all of our charged damage against an enemy with power bounce in 1 turn. And this is really good against Huff because once you start attacking Huff, he spawns his little cloud minions and then they like to also attack you. And so we don't really want to deal with that. And also, yeah. It's really good for bosses where they like to do more damage in later, like they start doing different moves in later phases. More moves in later phases with their different, depending on how much HP that they have left. And so we can just bypass all of that. All right, I'm going to take a specific amount of damage right here with the wind. We're going to take 3 exactly so we can get into peril. All right, and then now I can just do this. Okay, I'm really glad that I got a 5 cap right there because I was supposed to swap to sushi. We would have been
Oh,
fine,
no.
but it would have been slower.
Nice though. Let me just absolutely devastate that boss at this point. It's so good.
Yeah. All right.
Why HP upgrade
so-
there?
What's that?
Why the HP upgrade?
Oh yeah, so HP, that's our first and only instance of upgrading HP. So also because bosses are starting to get more powerful and dealing more damage, the 15 HP just works out a little bit better for just a little bit better for being able to manip peril on later bosses. But yeah, that is chapter 6.
Woohoo!
Ooh. Only one more chapter to go. One more card. Well, 2 more chapters. Chapter 8 is a chapter, but there's no card in that one. Done 1 through 6. Right. This is, probably a good place for the wellness break, I'd say.
I say let's do it in that case. So for those that don't know, we take breaks of an hour or so just for wellness. So it's a good time to get up and stretch, go get some water, use the restroom, whatever you gotta do. We'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes or so of more of the rest of this run right here. We're in the home stretch. Let's do it.
Let's go.
And welcome back, everybody, to the show. Welcome back. We'll be having Jake Hoggs finish off a run of Paper Mario All cards in a second, but first I have 2 announcements I gotta read. So if you missed any of our Hotfix shows or past events like Flame Fatales, for instance, be sure to check out the VODs at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. This VOD will also be there later as well if you missed like the earlier parts of the run. Recommend go watching that. It's very good so far. But yeah, also, if you're watching on YouTube as well right now, be sure to press the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. And go to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick if you're interested in looking at our live content. But yeah, let's get back to it. We actually have a Peach cutscene here, which is very odd.
Yeah, so 3, 2, 1, we're back. Okay, so yeah, this is only the second Peach cutscene that we've had to do. We were able to skip all the other ones except for chapter 1. Can't skip this one. We could. You might be wondering if we could have done card LCS on the chapter 6 card. And the answer is yes, technically we could have done it, but it would actually lose time. Because the issue is the game would still consider us to be in a chapter 6 state, and we would have no way to start chapter 7. Other than doing a glitch I'm about to do called a Peach Warp, but the end result is we'd have to end up doing it twice. So it would be a whole lot of work just to do the same thing that touching the card does in the first place. So maybe that'll change one day if we find a way into a different way into chapter 7. But that doesn't currently look likely. I mean, never say never, but I don't see a way of it happening anytime soon.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we get to play, do Mario Odyssey before Odyssey was the thing, kinda. Steal, it's not quite the same, but...
It's similar. Get the vibes.
Yeah, similar. Run arounds, the castle with the parasol that we definitely totally got. You saw me win that, right?
Yeah, so I got that, yeah. I can attest to it.
Oh man, that would have been so tragic if we couldn't skip chapter 5 because you had to actually get the parasol instead of it just being based on which cutscene you're doing. Oh my god.
Oh no. That'd be bad.
That would suck. Alright, but no, we just have to run around through here.
It would be kind of cool
This is
if
unfortunately...
it would be cool if like Koopa Trolls and Clubbos were in Mario Odyssey though.
Yeah,
I miss those enemies so much.
They will be back with the I think they're both in the TTYD remake, or in TTYD, right?
I think for sure Koopa Trolls are. I'm not sure about Clubbos.
Definitely Koopa Trolls. I can't remember if Clubbos are or not. I want to say yes, but I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I'm hyped for that.
Me too. That's another game I played to death growing up as well.
Same. I actually beat that one before I beat the first game because I didn't I didn't own it until Wii VC.
Nice.
But this one will forever be my favorite.
I still don't know which one between this and T2ID I like more. I always go back and forth.
That's fair. I mean, they're both great games.
All I know is my favorite Mario RPG is Superstar Saga, though. That's all I know.
Oh, yeah, that game is also great.
game's so
I
good.
recently learned the glitchless speedrun for that game.
Let's go.
It allows turbo now.
It does.
For text. You still have to match for Chopper Bros, but it takes the game from... It makes the game runnable, in my opinion.
I agree.
It makes it actually a pretty good speedrun. Yeah.
As someone who
because you also ran that game,
yeah,
right?
I ran it in like 2017. I ran it for most of the year. It's what got me Twitch Partner in the end. It pushed me over the edge.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. I was getting your numbers for a while, then like that game pushed it over because it's so cool.
It's such a good game, and now it's on Switch Online Switch Online.
Yeah, it's the one that made me hate mashing, by the way. So I'm glad Turbo's allowed.
The mashing in that game is so bad. Oh my god,
brutal.
And the faster you mash, the faster the text goes. So there's no real upper limit.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's optimal to mash as fast as you can throughout the entire run. Otherwise, and that's just so bad for your hands.
Yup. But anyway, it's good now. It's good.
It's good. Let's go Turbo.
Oh. Okay. So now the next chapter we need to beat is chapter 7. You may be wondering where I'm going, because I'm definitely not headed to chapter 7. We are... Oh, also shout outs to I'd Never Save the Yoshis. They are dead, maybe.
No.
Possibly. I don't know. They're not there, and their parents don't seem to care, at least.
But the way they wrapped all the ravens open, at least.
Maybe, yeah. And everything is updated here, the pulley and everything, because of story sequence. We're in a post chapter 6 state. So we are actually going to make our way back through to the end of the volcano. Oops, I'm going to fall in the lava. That was definitely RNG minute. Don't question it. All right, so we're going to make our way to the end of the volcano here. At the end, so the back section of the volcano, back where all the cutscenes play and stuff, normally, we didn't see it in this run, but normally you would go there and, you touch the Star Spirit card and then there's the escape from the volcano sequence. And so normally that happens after beating chapter 5, and then the game sends you off at the end to the post chapter 5 Peach cutscene. However, they never put in any checks to make sure you're in that chapter or to specify which Peach cutscene you should go to. And so the way that they programmed it was just that if you complete that cutscene, they will send you to the Peach cutscene for the chapter that you are currently in. And we are currently in a chapter 7 state, post chapter 6, chapter 7. And so they did at least put some lava here. To prevent us, I'll show. There's lava right here to prevent us from going down there. However, if I do a lackey clip here in this position, which is gonna kind of respawn us, we can fall back down into the loading zone underneath the lava, and then I do a lackey teleport down here to get around some invisible walls that would soft lock us. The cutscene here just kind of starts to play. They never put any checks in place, to make sure that you're in the right spot. And lava rises, and so this is going to quote-unquote beat chapter 7. So we went from no Peach cutscenes to all of a sudden 2 in a row. Now, in an any percent no ace speedrun, we would do this, and then we would be able to... You actually do this to skip chapter 6 and 7, and then you just immediately go to chapter 8. We could go to chapter 8 right now, but we haven't touched the Star Spirit card, so we have not satisfied the rules of the category yet. So we have to fix that. But what this will do is it will spit us out right at the end of this Peach cutscene. And by the way, this one is the quickest one, easiest one. It's just all text. Peach gets captured and taken away. But at the end of this one, you get spit out right outside Crystal Palace. And it just so happens that entering Crystal Palace, just like Tubba's Castle and Boo's Mansion, is a trigger to put you in a Chapter 7 state. So essentially, doing this Peach Warp is a shortcut past most of Chapter 7. All of the Shiver City and Shiver Mountain stuff.
That's ridiculous.
Which is kind of sad. Yeah, it's kind of sad because I like that part of the game.
I do too. I love the detective part. It's so good.
Fast. Yeah.
God,
It
that was
lets us
why.
skip the whole murder sequence and another Junior Troopa fight.
Which is very useful, to say the
Yes.
least.
Yes, very. And so here we are at
Also,
Crystal Palace.
I always thought this guy had like a sad face on, but apparently it's just a mustache.
Yes, it is a mustache. What is it? Kalar, I think is his name.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Also, very useful as well. We do that. These Peach cutscenes that did update our Star Spirits. We currently have all the Star Spirits, and so we will be using Up and Away, the ability that Kalar gives you in this dungeon, which is not something that you could usually do. It's both fast for getting rid of a bunch of enemies. Excuse me, and also it's helpful for experience routing because we can avoid getting too much experience too quickly. All right, also going to do a trick right here. This is a more elaborate setup for a Lackey teleport. This will kind of make Lackey shoot back to his starting position. And then if I jump on at the right time, we can just clip to the other side of the mirror here, which you're not supposed to be able to do.
I love that.
All right, and then I can break that panel so that it opens up the floor on the other side. And we grab the blue key. We can't, there's no RTA viable known way to clip back to the other side. Would be cool if there was, because we could skip getting the blue key there and having to hit this switch twice. But the big thing that doing mirror clip still lets us skip is the Dupligos fight that normally happens in this room I'm in right now. That only triggers if you enter from the other side, so we will just never do that. But yeah, so we can go around here, back to the side. We will flip the switch back so that the red doors are here. And then we're going to be able to go and get the red key. Yeah, you also notice that Dupligos fight is the trigger to, it sets a flag so that you stop seeing Mario's reflection everywhere. Oh, doing movement for a later room. Yeah, that's a trigger so that you see Mario's reflection. So it stops. We never set it, so this dungeon is going to look pretty glitchy. You're going to see reflections where you're not supposed to and just be able to walk right through it. It's kind of funky. And also this, you can technically skip this, killing all the fake bombettes, but the problem is that you'd have to come, you could have to come back into this room and then they won't let you leave through the left. So we do have to skip that. However, the next one we will be able to skip because we don't have to come back. You're supposed to be able to tell just from the way that they talk, but it's luckily the same bombette every time. Just always the second one from the right is the real one. All right, but now we're going to make our way. We have some enemies that we do have to fight. They are not skippable. Yeah, I'll see in that room, I could just walk right into my reflection. And then just randomly it disappears in this room. All right, but yeah, we got to get through these enemies. We're going to do it in a certain way so that we only get a certain amount of experience. I'm going to kill this Clubba, and Magic Koopas, almost all of them will always run away if there's just one of them left. The only exception to that is blue Magic Koopas, which usually run away but have a chance to stay. I don't know what the odds on that are, but yeah, so we're going to take advantage of that for the first one, and then these ones we're just going to do a power bomb, and then our only instance of a Starstorm.
The only one, wow.
The only one. Yeah, we didn't have access to it until now. So
it's so
shooting
useful.
stars, putting in work. What's that?
That's one of the best star spirits powers.
Yeah,
too.
it is. It's slow, so we like to avoid it when we can. It's got a slow animation, but it is very good. It still sees, in general, it does still see a good amount of use. All right, and then this last one, we're gonna go for Up and Away. It has a 95% chance to work on each individual enemy. So hopefully it works. If it doesn't, that's okay. We can just try again. Nice. Okay, it worked on all of them.
Nice.
But yeah, normally you're not supposed to have that Star Spirit in this dungeon, but it's fine.
This game's busted, so it's okay.
It is. Oh, also, real quick, 41 coins, 43. All the coins in this room are worth double. Don't ask me why, I don't know.
I will not say anything then.
I just know that they are.
It reminds me, I used to run Super Mario 64 DS, and one of the 100 coin stars in TikTok clock, one of them just has 3 blue coins just stacked on top of each other. So you get 1 coin, so when you get 1 coin, we get 15 instead.
That's so good.
It's so funny.
Oh, man. Okay, so this is Cooper Puzzle Skip, and this is the only Japanese exclusive glitch that's currently in the run. I lined up in a specific position and used Cooper. And it just so, I don't really know why this works, but the loading zone is still active. And if you're in this position, spin in place, hold right, and mash spin, you can just kind of leave.
Oh.
Yep.
Goodbye, imposters.
Goodbye. And if we were to go back, they would actually still be there. Until whatever the next story trigger update is that makes the game assume you already did it. Yeah, we're gonna go around here. Gonna pick up this jam and jelly, which will be useful in chapter 8. We're gonna push the statue down, which will open up a gap on the other side. And also, while we're here, gonna take a quick detour. I tried to route this out. Optimally, you don't come and get P up D down, but it just makes the end game. It's faster to make the detour. There's a trick I wanted to show off, small statue skip, where you can just skip ever coming up to the top path at all. But it didn't quite make it in with this route, unfortunately. But just know that you can do that.
I'll keep it in mind.
Keep it in mind. All right, but yeah, we'll make our way back. We still need to get the palace key. In order to completely escape this dungeon. Yeah, you can kind of just like get maneuver your way on top of the statue with some precise jumps, and then jump over the wall because you're high enough to get past it. Kind of a hard trick with precise movement, but yeah, if you're going out of your way to get PFD down, it doesn't make sense to do it. All right, so now we're going to go ahead. Last puzzle of the dungeon.
One of my favorites, personally. If I'm thinking of the right one.
Yeah, where you have to you turn it on one side, turn the statues on one side and push them on the other.
Yeah.
Oh, there's also a fun thing I will show you. That is, this is another thing that's only doable on the Japanese version. Once I solve this puzzle. So on the English version, once you've solved the puzzles, you can no longer move the statues. But on Japanese, they didn't put that check in. So what I'm going to do here, we're going to move this last one. Going to push it over. All right, so puzzle is solved, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stairs appear. I am going to push this statue down again. All right, now I'm going to talk to this. I'm going to turn him around. And then if I push it from the stairs, Mario's people need him.
Oh, no. Goodbye, Mario. We'll miss
Goodbye. But anyway, all right, moving on to Crystal King. Crystal King, this was the boss that I struggled with the most casually. I think a lot of people struggled most with Huff. I feel like I've heard just from asking people. But yeah, for me, it was Crystal King. But we are going to make him look like a chump here. Oh, also, real quick.
Oh?
Rolo sighting.
Rolo! There she is!
Rolo, say hi. Oh!
Kitty! I was hoping for a Rolo sighting
Rolo
today.
has joined us.
What a blessed stream this has been.
It's great, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we are going to do some super jump charges, and we're also going to, attack the bits, individual bits with Watt, just to make sure that the HP works out exactly how I want it to. Going to not block these ones, and I'll be in peril. Oh, she's just like lying on my desk in front of me. It's so cute. Okay, one more charge here. Do nothing. And as long as we don't deal damage to Crystal King, he'll just be in this loop forever. So very predictable. Won't start using any of his more difficult moves. I'm going to go for a 5 cap here. Okay, I got 4 cap. That's fine, though. He only has 4 HP left. So I'm just going to go ahead and attack with Watt, and now he is dead.
Perfect.
Easy.
A lot of things like worked out with routing in this where like that can happen and still there's like a good backup immediately afterwards they can just do so you don't get screwed there.
We could, if I really wanted to be safe, I could have like, probably done some different. You could do different routes to try and, make it even safer. Something like maybe even save a 3-cap, but it's just not worth it at a certain point. All right, but there it is, the last card. And this one, we couldn't even theoretically card LCS it because there's a door at the start, so there is no loading zone. Although, fun fact, if we could ever figure out a way to get out of bounds in that room, Crystal King is just kind of chilling out of bounds and has a hitbox, and you could first strike him. And fight him that way, and it would skip all the involved cutscenes and the card spawning. So if anyone, that would probably be fast in some situations. Maybe.
If anyone's looking to, glitch out the game, there we go.
Yeah. There you go. Opportunity.
That's a high roll.
Not much to work with there, though. Also, Peach, I guess she escaped. Did you ever roll? I guess she escaped or something, and she's getting captured again.
Not again. Oh no.
She didn't really have anywhere to go. She was, she's stuck in space.
I think Twink's also gonna get hit here in a second too for the second time.
Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, though, this Peach cutscene, this is a really quick one. So there she goes.
Bye, Peach.
Goodbye.
The first take of that cutscene didn't go too well. I had to do a second one.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we got Kalar again. So now we're in. As far as the game is concerned, we're in the exact same position as we were when we did that Peach warp. But now we have fulfilled the rules of the category, and we can make our way back down the mountain. So we get a little bit of Shiver Mountain action. We get to hear some great music.
Bear Susan Down dances in the chat, honestly. That's what we need right now.
Yeah.
One of the best songs in the game.
It really is. I'll sometimes just like turn on my console and just just stand here and have that in the background.
I love that.
If I do this right, yeah, that Frost Piranha is blind. He can't see me. His vision doesn't quite extend to the edge of the screen, I guess.
Definitely.
Yeah, also, we have to raise this platform because we never lowered it in the first place. I'm going to pick up a very conveniently placed repel gel right here. Be using that against Bowser. All right, also going to run around these Gulpits. Luckily, they're very easy to avoid.
Thankfully.
Now, very briefly run through Shiver City. I do, worth noting, it's very important not to enter that green pipe to go back to Shiver City once we've left. Entering that for the first time is a trigger to put you in a Chapter 7 state, and if I was to do that right now, the only way that I could back that up would be to do another Peach Warp.
Oh, no.
Because we would not, we'd no longer be in a state where we could go to Bowser's Castle. So don't want to do that. I've had it before where I forgot to do something in Shiver City, and I'm just like, well, I guess that's a dead run. Because I just couldn't go back.
Well, that would take like 15 minutes or so to back that up, right? Like a long time?
Something like that, yeah. It's just
Ridiculous.
really long, to the point where if you're trying to PB, like for a marathon, I guess you would be your only option. But yeah, no, if you're trying to PB, it's just not worth it at that point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but yeah, no, with all 7 Star Spirits saved, or as far as the game is concerned, in the proper story position, we can go up here and they will open the path to Star Away. And this is entirely script-based. I know some people are kind of wonder, well, could you maybe find a way to gain height and hit some invisible loading zone up at the top? But sadly, that is not how this works. It is actually impossible to take this up here unless you're in the right story position. All right, I'm gonna spin up here, do some movement to get past these embers. They are luckily a lot more predictable than I used to think. The movement to get past them is a bit newer.
It's Chiquismo.
What's that?
It's Chiquismo. He was there.
Oh, yeah, he was. He
how'd he
was.
get
Yeah.
here?
Chiquismo sighting. Yeah, you'd never see him in a 100% run because you'd have all the star. You would have gotten all the star pieces from him by this point. Yep, just on our way up. Gonna take the bathtub to Bowser's castle.
The bathtub.
It was
not
called
wrong.
that, and I think like just some old route, and it's just stuck around.
You're definitely not wrong when you say that. I'll say that much.
It kind of looks like one. I mean, a weird bathtub, I guess, but like, I mean, look at it.
I can definitely see it. Or the
Yeah, put some
jacuzzi,
water in
maybe.
that, you know. Stream to the hot tub category. There we go. It's fitting.
Easy.
Pools and hot tubs.
Get your floaties out.
Yeah. It's even got floaties on. It's got the little wings.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, perfect.
Also, I have to say, the toad. I think it's is it that toad kid? I think it's him that wishes for lots and lots of shroom cake. I also wish for lots and lots of shroom cake.
Me
Oh, maybe
too.
it's this one. I don't know. It's one of the toad kids. Either way. All right, we are now in Bowser's Castle. Don't question why they flew to Bowser's Castle and not to Peach's Castle. It's not important.
It's okay.
It's fine. There's a force field or something. I don't know.
Personally, I like more video game and not less, so I'm glad they flew down there.
True. And then otherwise we wouldn't be able to do this skip that I'm about to do in a second. Well, more than a second, but yeah, there's one more instance of where we would normally have paracarry and could do a really easy skip, but we do not currently. So we got that coming up. All right, gonna go ahead and use this Thunder Rage and then a Power Bomb to kill these Koopa Trolls. They have 8 HP, so that does just enough. All right, we're gonna level up here. We're gonna level up FP. We're gonna have 25. All right, and they drop a castle key. Whoops. All right, and so now we can just make our way back, open the door. And this Bowser door that's coming up ahead, in order to get past it, and it's bottlenecks getting to the next area, we have to basically enter this area twice. So going to the jail, like falling into the jail, is unavoidable. It is actually one of the main reasons why Bombette is an unskippable partner, because there's no known way to escape from that room. Otherwise. Okay, and I still have my life shroom, so I don't need to pick up a second one here. There's one in that box you can see at the edge of the screen, but we don't need it. All right, so I'm gonna blow up this wall. All right, and so coming up here is a trick that was M4 showed off a much more difficult version of the trick at SGDQ during their any percent run, their any percent no ace run. But there has since been at least in my opinion, a better and much easier skip. It's still pretty precise. Hopefully I get it quickly, but it is kind of a hard one.
I believe.
Yeah, you have to line up in a very precise position in order to set up a lackey teleport. So you have to get into a very precise position and then hit a frame perfect trick. Still much easier than like all the controller shenanigans that they had going on. It was enough to make me just straight up decide not to do it in runs. But now with this, I'm a lot more comfortable with it. So we're gonna inch my way over here, walk slowly to the left. I don't know if that's gonna work. No, that didn't work. Okay, but that's the idea. He also likes to get in the way of my visual cues. One more. There, that should be good. That was early. still one of the harder tricks in the run. That was too far. There we go. That was also too early. I think that was too late. Oh, man, that was close.
You got this. You got this.
Oh, I can't see Lucky. Okay. It's too late again. Oh, yeah, Lucky is not being helpful right now.
Come on, Lackey.
I'm like looking for Mario, the M on Mario's hat to be in a certain place, and he's just like standing in front of it.
That's so rude of him.
It is, though. I don't know if that's the right position. I think I hit the frame there, but yeah, the position wasn't quite right.
Dang.
There we go. Okay.
Nice.
There we go. We clipped through. All right, and that skips the entire... Oh, not this guy. Didn't want to see me. He's not doing his job. Yeah, that skips the entire basement section with all the... where you're supposed to harden the lava and go through the basement. Or go through the dark room, I mean, with Watt. Still get to see that in Glitchless, but yeah.
I think it used to be done with
also-
Paracarry, right? That whole part
what's
there.
that?
It used to be done with Paracarry, right? Like you clip on top of the
Yes,
dash
with
block.
Paracarry, there's a super easy setup you can do. So that is just, yeah, also, by the way, you can just kind of do that. It's not really faster.
What?
But you can do it.
Oh.
There's just a hole in the wall. It's fine.
I love these little time saves. You just like clip up something or do a quick LCS or whatever it is.
It's just
so funny.
it's fun little things. This game's great.
Agreed.
But yeah, you can, what you can do in that room if you have Paracarry is you can just jump on top. Since the room is angled, you can jump on top of the badge block there and just Paracarry across the gap. But without Paracarry, can't really do it. Also, time to walk on the water again. Sushi will not be used in this room. This is Fast Flutter Room. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to flip that switch and open the wall there. And then if I hop off on Lackey here and then hop back on to clip in, I can kind of fall down here. I'm going to fall up there to get a certain position. I'm going to spin. And I'm going to fall down beneath the key. I'm going to swap to Cooper. And I'm going to do what's called a Cooper super jump in order to just shoot up into the air and get the key and fall back through the floor. Anytime you fall out of bounds, until the next time that you like jump or anything, Cooper just has a whole bunch of velocity. Well, Mario has a whole bunch of velocity stored that you can take advantage of by using Cooper. It's a pretty niche thing. It's not useful very often, but like right there it is. And then here, this is Canonless. Definitely a very original trick name, not stolen from anyone else.
Never heard of it before.
I'm going to go into a very precise position on that and do a Lackey clip where I can spawn out of bounds. And then I'm going to be on this top seam here, still out of bounds, behind the wall. And I can just spin past all the cannons. We don't have to worry about that room.
I love original trick Canless.
Yeah. All right, hopefully we don't get boned by... Okay, good. Sometimes that dry bones can just decide to attack you. If you get unlucky. But not going to happen here. All right, we're going to do a little setup with this hammer bro. Because we still need to push a block that he's guarding. So I'm going to go over here, lure him away, and then spin over here. And he has to walk all the way back to his start before he can start throwing hammers at me. So luckily, that room would be much worse without a consistent setup for him. All right, And then we are gonna make our way back, and this is about the time where if this was like, you know, a marathon run at a GDQ, I would say time for some donations, because we just have a quiz here that's the same every time. The answers are 11211, so we just kind of wait for like 2 minutes.
I would say in this case, it might be a good time for chat to ask any questions if you have any of them.
True. Do you have any questions, chat? This is a perfect time.
Absolutely, I'd say it's a perfect time. What's the answer to this question?
7.
Yo, I believe it.
I don't even know that they're actually asking for most of these.
I forget, honestly. Oh no, it's like it's asking for like the color and the amount of like shag ass here, I think.
Yeah, like one of them's asking how many arms. I think it's like one of the last ones. I don't know. Where is Rolo? Rolo, I think, is currently in the living room. She's left me.
No,
she wasn't getting attention from me. So,
all right, what's your favorite glitch in this game?
Favorite glitch? Probably sushi glitch, and I said that before sea duping was a thing. Sushi glitch is just swimming in the land. I mean, how do you beat that? Oh, there's a lot of questions now.
I agree. All
right, I'll answer some of them. Which quiz question is the best one? That one. I'm feeling great. Any remakes of this game after TTYD? I hope so.
Cool.
I get why they remade TTYD over this one, but I would have rather had this one remade. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm not salty.
It'll happen someday.
How many times have you died to Goomba King? Can I ban someone? How much of my life is in this game? I think I don't think I've quite hit 5,000 hours of streaming it, but it's a lot. Okay, moving on. That is the end of the quiz.
Who's your favorite partner in this game? One more.
Favorite partner? Oh, I'm so bad at favorites.
Fair.
Casually, probably Watt. Speedrun, hard to beat Lackey. Lackey just does so much. All right, I'm going to save here because this is sadly the last save block before the Junior Troopa fight. I really wish they'd given us one that was closer, but we'll work with what we've got. All right, so last few rooms with enemies to avoid. These hammer rows aren't too bad. Gonna go ahead and, just use Cooper on the switch. Do this how they want you to. Get this key. Make our way back. Sometimes this hammer bro likes to troll you and walk down right into your path. He was nice there though. And this one you can just kind of lure away and then go around. All right, and then luckily the endless staircase here is always the same. Up, down, down, up, down, up. This always this specifically stand out to me is there were so many tropes that they reused in TTYD from this game. With a similar one in the palace, the palace. Palace of Shadows. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Oh yeah, they did. They totally did for that.
It's not exactly the same. That one, it's wherever the flame is lit instead of looking at the beginning. But
it's also not the same because you have to open the doors instead of just going through the load zone. Whoa.
True. More interactive, I guess.
You had to press the A button.
Yeah.
A.
At least you don't have to remember anything casually.
Thankfully.
All right, yeah, we got Peach. We're done. We escaped with her.
Woohoo!
What?
GG. Oh, no.
What is this? Okay, so this is another instance. We do not want to level up anymore in this run. We want to hold Peril all the way until Final Bowser. And we only have 10 experience right now, but if we want to make that happen, we need to not gain any experience from these Duplighosts. So we are going to go ahead and use Up and Away. Hopefully it works. If not, that's fine. It's just slow. Nice. Okay, we got good RNG with Up and Away this run.
Heck yeah.
All right, and then we're going to do a fight. This fight is the reason that I picked up FP+, or all the way back after beating Chapter 1. because I am going to do a fight that requires 23 FP, and then after that we need the BP for hallway and final Bowser. And this is where you're going to start seeing, like, we went out of our way to get Bo, and now it's time to show off why we did that. In a PB attempt, I would be doing some particularly risky strats that involve charging not quite as much and just hoping for a good cap. And if I didn't get the good cap, I would back it up by trying to use Dizzy Shell with Cooper, which is impossible to match to 100%, so it can just fail. But luckily, we can use Out of Sight and use that to buy a few more turns. And you can see Junior, when you block him, does 7 damage. So I can just get hit by him twice, and I will be in peril. All right, and so as long... There is a backup if it happens, but as long as I don't get 3-capped here, which is a 2% chance to happen, we should be good. I only need a 4 bounce to win this. Nice, okay.
Hooray.
We're good. Junior's defeated, still in peril, about to go fight Hallway Bowser. We're going to do... I actually haven't done a badge equip. Oh, I did one badge equip right before Huff. That was the only one that I've done. There's, like, surprisingly few in this category. All right, gonna drink that gem and jelly to get back up to 25 FP. And then I'm actually gonna... what is this? Let's take that off. That we need Fire Shield and Power Jump. Okay, so PFD down and Fire Shield are now on. And I took the FP plus off, so we're back down to 20. And also Power Jump is on. And then this is another fight where having Bo is very useful. In my PB, it's another fight where you have to try and go for Dizzy Shell and hope that it works. Which is better than using Power Shock. Power Shock kind of sucks if it's not at 100%. It gives you less chance than it tells you than it gives. It's actually less likely to work than it looks like. Whereas Dizzy Shell does not lie to you.
This is fight that I know is always just like the worst for speedrunners.
Right, yeah. We didn't even know that for a long time. But yeah, so here, hopefully I can do this in 2 turns. Should be doable, unless we get bad RNG. Okay, I got a 4-cap. If I get another 4-cap, this is another one. 3-cap is more likely than other fights. But if I get a 4-cap, we will get a 2-turn. If not a big deal, just an extra turn. I don't remember the exact odds on this one, but... Okay, good. Yeah, nice. Easy. Hallway Bowser's a chomp. All right, no level up, so still in peril. 12 FP is enough for phase 1 of final. So I will go ahead and save before I do that. Okay, Bo is the partner that I need. Yeah, no badge equips. So we are looking good. All right, now, final Bowser, kind of the bane of new players and old, new and old players, actually, for different reasons, though. He's a pretty difficult fight. Has some of the harder blocks to hit in the game. So I definitely want to hit all those first try if I can. Or not first try, I need to hit my blocks. But what really sucks about Bowser is that there's like the long Cammy fight in between. So if you do mess up and die, you have to like go back to that save, if you saved, and then just start all over, and it'll lose like at least 7-ish minutes or something like that.
Jeez.
So, and it's a spike in difficulty from the rest of the run. And for seasoned players, usually you're going to be doing risky strats. So, you know, the kind of funny, it makes the fights easier, but you're more likely to lose just because you have no say over how it goes. But hopefully we will be fine here. All right, so I am doing a fight that is 100% consistent here as long as I execute. Phase 1 is pretty easy. I'm going to go for power bounce, a 4-cap if I can, although it might not happen. Okay, I did get a 4-cap, which means that we should not need my life shroom.
Hooray.
Yeah, the only way, we're going to be doing a bunch of power bounces. The only way that I would need it is if I got 3-capped just like 5 times in a row, I think. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop this at 3. Okay, and I got 3-capped. All right, I need to swap to Sushi before we go into phase 2. Because we're going to be using Water Block. The fight that I have here is set up. It's set up so that if I use Water Block, so base damage for the 3 attacks that Bowser can use on the first 2 turns, he can use Fire, Claw, or Butt Stomp. Base damage, Fire does 10, Butt Stomp and Claw both do 8. Blocked, that means, 9, 7, and 7. So what I did is I have PFD down, which raises all of those by 1, and then we're going to have Water Block, which takes, it takes Butt Stomp and Claw back down to 8, blocked 7, and Fire, we have Fire Shield on, and also Water Block gives you +2 defense against fire moves, so the math works out that actually it takes Fire also down to 7, so no matter which moves Bowser decides to do, if I block them, they'll do 7, and if and then after 2 moves, that means I will be in peril because I have 15 HP right now. So, and that's the reason that I needed PFD down, otherwise there's just no quick way to get the math to work. I tried routing a fight that used triple dip and took 6 damage from everything and ate a spicy soup for 4 HP, but it had some really weird edge cases and also ended up being pretty slow. But I tried.
It's okay. I guess in the end, yeah, just the one dash is more convenient than all the other steps, I guess.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, but this fight, just Twink wishing to Twink. Twink gets more powerful, kills Cammy. Cammy does actually have 10 HP here. It's interesting how they did it. It's not, it is a scripted fight, but it's based on, it doesn't end until Cammy runs out of HP. And in an early version of the rando, instead of skipping the fight outright, it just made it so that Twink immediately did 10 damage right at the start.
That's so funny.
It's kind of funny, but...
Just get on with it.
Yeah, now after phase 1, phase 2 just starts immediately, which is nice. By the way, I keep referring to rando. This game has a fantastic randomizer. It works, it makes the game more open world, so all this story progress stuff that I'm talking about gets ignored, and you can do any chapter in any order, and all the key items get mixed around and regular items and badges. It's a good time. I would recommend it. If you're looking for a new way to play this game, it's a good way to do it.
I play it myself too, even as someone who's never experienced this game at all. It's very good. A lot of fun. Took me a few sessions, but it's all good. It was really fun to go through everything like this.
Yeah, it's really well made too.
Mm-hmm.
The devs did a fantastic job with it. Okay. So this fight. So I've basically given you the rundown on how it works, at least the peril section from it. Also, I need to remember to use the repel gel on the right turn. I'm going to take the menuing probably a little bit careful just to make sure I don't mess it up. But yeah, start with Peach Beam. And Bowser is, we didn't get to see it, Hallway Bowser is not actually invincible with Star Beam. He just has really high defense. But here, Bowser is invincible with that. All right, so we are going to go ahead and use Water Block. I'm only going to set it to go for 2 turns, because that's all we need. Otherwise, it's just distracting. All right, so now I have to hit 2 blocks. All right, there's 1. All right, going to go ahead and power jump here, just for some extra damage, and then also going to, swap to Bow. All right, good. We're good. All right, so this turn, I'm going to go ahead and power bounce. Then I'm going to go ahead and out of sight. All right, Bowser could... okay, yeah, he decided to attack. That's fine. And now this turn, you need to use the repel. I forgot to last night, and it was very tragic.
Oh, no.
I wasn't paying attention.
At least we made a mistake early. We take those.
Yeah. All right, now we're good. All right, he's going to put the shield on. That's expected. Most of the time he puts that back on turn 4, so that's pretty ordinary, pretty standard fight. All right, sadly Bo can't do anything this turn. She has no way of damaging Bowser through his 2 defense, even if she was ultra rank and had fan smack. Oh, it's going for the lightning. That's rare.
Huh.
Doesn't matter, but... Okay, and so now I'm going to power bounce. All right, Bowser should have 15 HP left right now. Got a sight. Oh, lightning again. Okay.
Huh. Just really wants
Again,
to
doesn't make a
zappies.
difference, but...
He just loves the zappies. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Bowser is dead.
Nice.
Good stuff. All right, there is... yeah, and so... There is... It's not the end of the run yet. We did have a vote back in... I guess back in the day... Oh, no, it wasn't back in the day. It was like a year ago, maybe not a year ago, to potentially end timing on Star Rod, because mostly what's left is text, which is just holding B. But there is a little bit of movement left where we go to Peach's Castle before the credits actually start. And so that's not for another like 6 minutes, I guess.
I would say now, while the game's winding down, might be a good time to let people know where to follow you and stuff.
Yes, you can follow me at Twitch. It is twitch.tv/jcog, JCOG, just the 4 characters. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm not calling it anything else. jcog_. Can I just plug everything?
Go for it. Go for it. We got time.
Oh, yeah, okay. Blue Sky, jcog.bsky.social. Follow me there. What else? YouTube, I haven't uploaded to YouTube in a while, but at JCog there as well. I have another video in the early stages.
Let's go.
Don't mind that I haven't uploaded in almost 2 years. It's fine. But yeah, no, I stream. Mostly the most important thing is Twitch. Lately I do a lot of randomizers of this game, and also just a lot of chilling with chat. I don't know. I like to think I've got a pretty cool community. I'm a little bit biased.
I would agree as an outsider.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of I will probably be playing T2ID a lot coming up. Especially I was already talking about doing it, and then the remake got announced, so that works out pretty well. But yeah, and then I'll also just like other random things, whatever I feel like doing at the time. But yeah.
So how was your day?
It's pretty good. I don't know how I did it. So I don't usually wake up until 2 at the earliest. I set my alarm for noon today, and I still woke up before my alarm.
Oh, I do that all the time.
That was nice.
Whenever it's whenever it's something I need to do during a day, or I'm anticipating something, I always wake up before my alarm. I don't know why.
Oh,
My body just reads like that.
Yeah, I have an issue with sleeping through alarms, so I have a really obnoxious one where I've got to shake my phone a bunch to get it to turn off.
That's awesome.
So it's always nice whenever I don't have to do that.
Heck yeah.
But yeah. Run went pretty okay, I'd say.
I'd say
This
so
run
too.
was my day.
Heck yeah. This show is mostly my day today too. After this, I'm...
Yeah, you and I are both degen.
Yeah.
Degen hours.
After this, I'm also working on a video most of the day, so heck yeah.
Nice. Oh, here we get a look at a bunch of... Well, not a bunch of partners, but Paracarry apparently got to keep his job. So
Let's
that's
go.
convenient for him. We certainly didn't help him any. I don't know. I still don't think he found any of his letters that he was missing, though.
I guess while we're just going through cutscenes, I could just do my last 2 announcements I gotta do.
Yeah, go for it.
Might as well do that. So, for those that don't know, this is the Games Done Quick Hotfix show. We do this, it happens every single week. There's new shows, new episodes of each show every 2 weeks or so. So we'll have another episode of Do All the Things here in 2 weeks from now. And I already have that planned out, so it's gonna be very good. Trust me on that one. But yeah, be sure to follow chat if not done so already. That's what I say. And tune in this Saturday for a Hobbit Day special where we're showcasing Lord of the Rings speedruns all day, starting at 1 p.m. EST. Pretty cool.
That sounds like fun.
Honestly, I agree. Yeah, there's some good Lord of the Rings speedruns out there too as well. I've seen a few of them.
Yeah.
And your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on GDQ Twitch channel help support Games So Quick Hotfix. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy the daily speedrun content. It is September after all. Tier 1s, Tier 2s, Tier 3s are all cheaper. And next week, gift subs will also be 25% off, so keep that one in mind too. Those last two sentences were not in my blurb there, but you know,
No.
I'd add that one in.
All right, one last little glitch in the run here. So for some reason, you can't like move or anything, but if you hold down whenever Mario goes through this pipe up ahead, you'll kind of hear it. You'll hear like the pipe sound twice, and you can actually skip Luigi here. You're supposed to go down and then watch Luigi go down, and then he has like a little bit of text. But yeah, you can kind of see the double right there. But yeah, if you do that, it saves like, I don't know, I forget how much time, a little bit of time, and you can just go right on ahead to the castle.
Luigi's not allowed to go to the party.
He is not. Although I think in every single marathon that this game has ever been in for GDQ, that he has gone, because it's usually like a bid war, and taking Luigi always wins. Makes me so sad.
For good reason.
Well,
you mean skipping Luigi?
But he's the frames.
Oh no.
Okay, time is when Peach's hands go in the air. So I'll call it. And time.
GG.
All right. And that is Paper Mario all cards.
That's all the cards.
All of them. And beating the game.
Heck yeah. Thank you for doing this. Thanks for hopping on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun. Glad I got to show off the run in a more modern form that hasn't been seen here before.
I'm glad I got to see it again. I've always loved seeing this run. Because like there were a lot of like little things I haven't seen before in this run. I'm seeing here for the first time.
Oh, yeah?
It's so cool.
Yeah, this game has actually had some pretty active glitch hunting the last I'd say 2 years or so, which is really cool to see.
Yeah,
lots of new little stuff.
It's really broken
stuff
too as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
But yeah, next show after this is going to be Challenger approaching with ADEF. We'll be having Elden Ring Randomizer by V-Sweat, so stick around for that. But I think for now, we're going to go to our break. Be sure once again to follow JCog on Twitch. It's Shout Command there. Perfect timing for that one. Thank you, mods. And yeah, we'll be back in a little bit with more GDQ Hotfix. Stick around, everybody.